guy looking to help the Padres back on a track. We know his standards are incredibly
Putting this jersey on for a headshot for the first time, it felt different than any other shirt I'd ever put on in my career.
In New York City, Lady Luck is smiling upon you. The wait is over.
ahead of the game.
Pop quiz. How do you go from Captain Clutch to the Iron Horse through a milestone and a marathon? The answer is on Hall of Fame Connections.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them like they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
3,000! History with an exclamation point!
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Boggs would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch.
Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
Craig Stammen, first season as Padres man. So
Michael King has begun his warm-up tosses. Let's get you to the Padres lineup, brought to you by Palomar Health. Recognized as the world's best hospital 8 years in a row and is stepping up to the plate to provide you with the best care. Visit palomarhealth.org to find a doctor. Padres 32-29 on the season. Fernando Tatis Jr. in right field. He'll lead off for the Pods. Gavin Sheets will bat second. He'll play first base. Manny Machado will bat third. He'll play third base. Ty France at first base. He'll bat cleanup. Jackson Merrill will bat fifth. He'll patrol center field. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop. He'll bat sixth. Bryce Johnson gets to start in left field. He'll bat seventh. Sung Moon Song will bat eighth. He'll play second base. Rodolfo Duran behind the dish for the Pods. He'll bat ninth. Michael King, 4-4 with a 3.18 ERA. Jesse?
All right, Tony, thanks very much. Padres happy to be back home after a difficult East Coast road trip and now yet another series against an NL East team. It's gone Phillies, Nationals, Phillies, and now first of the year against the New York Mets. Carson Bench, left-handed hitter, leads off, takes outside, ball one for Michael King, and we are underway. 94-mile-an-hour fastball to get the proceedings started. Bench, as noted, a left-handed batter playing in his 60th Major League game. Made his Major League debut opening day this year, one of the top prospects in all of baseball. Lifts up the hands, takes a 95-mile-an-hour heater inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Bench to begin his big league career, hitting .252, 6 homers, and 24 runs batted in. 23-year-old from Oklahoma rocketed through their minor league system. 2-0 pitch, Bench swings, pops it up, foul ground third base. Machado over across the line and just behind third base. He'll reach up, make the catch, and one away. It is sort of a May gray kind of evening here downtown. Game time temperature 67 degrees. Brought to you by Lineage Watch Company, San Diego's very own watch brand, and the official timepiece of the Padres radio network. Elevate your style today at lineagewatchco.com. That's lineagewatchco.com. Here is new Met, Bo Bichette. Former Blue Jay takes, and a sweeper, I guess, misses inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Looked pretty good, didn't get the call. Bichette coming off a big game on Wednesday afternoon in Seattle. 4 for 4 with a 2-run single and a sac fly. Mets beat the Mariners 7-1 in order to avoid the sweep, and they hope that is the game that gets him going. It has been a tough start to the season for Bichette, hitting only .226, 5 homers, and 31 runs batted in. A 1-1 from King. Bichette fouls it away right side. And again, other teams struggling offensively in the National League this year and struggling all around.
It really is across the league, teams struggling offensively. But I think these two teams come to mind a lot quicker because of the type of talent they have on the roster and really not living up to what the expectation is.
On 2 strikes to Bichette, 1 out, nobody on, just underway, and a swing and a miss. Good sweeper from King, first K of the night, and 2 down in the top of the first.
I contend that pitch for Michael King in 2026 has been a whole lot better this year. Finishes Bichette there with a good sweeper for the puncher.
The booze for Juan Soto. He has heard those every time he has returned to San Diego. He has reached safely 17 out of his last 18 games. Facing one of the guys he was traded for, and he shows bunt, takes outside. Ball 1 for Michael King. Soto had a big year last year. 43 home runs, a new career high. That led the National League. Hitting .293 this year with 13 homers and 29 runs batted in. 1-0 pitch in the air, up the left field side. Long run, Bryce Johnson racing over towards the line. He's there in fair territory to make the catch. And a 1-2-3, top of the first inning. Nothing doing for the Mets. And now the Padres come up against Christian Scott on the Padres radio network.
At the warning track, and he makes the leaping grab. There's a tap, and Martin barehanded off his back foot. You gotta be kidding me. Davis Martin's on another level right now. Hit the back, pops up. Bell stays with it, dives, and he's out. Boy, everything happening there.
Cam Smith going back, and he will jump up. Cam just robbed him of a home run. Oh, my.
Sedan's got a long run in. He dives and makes a ridiculous play. That is as good as you can do it.
Ground ball, a diving stop. Jimenez to his feet. Get him. That is an outstanding play. Whoa, play by Corbin. Might not even have seen it go into his glove, and he makes a great play.
Charging in is Antonacci. He makes the diving catch. What an effort in left field.
Lays it on the
the ground to short. Gunnar Henderson whirls and fires and gets his man.
Bryce Matthews flips to Pena, bare hand, and a one-hopper to first.
Hey, Padre fans, just like you, my pets are family. That's why Petco is where they go to keep all their bases covered with an all-star lineup of food, vet care, grooming, and more. Petco, official pet partner of the San Diego Padres.
Bottom of the first inning, no score. Fernando Tatis Jr. to lead off against right-hander Christian Scott of the Mets. First pitch coming, and Fernando will take a 96-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike. 0-1. Tatis all of a sudden hitting .270. It his first home run of the year on this last road trip. 18 runs batted in. The one pitch, Tatis takes a wide strike. Another 96-mile-an-hour fastball. And quickly behind, 0-2 from the 26-year-old from South Florida. No balls, 2 strikes. Scott delivers. Tatis swings, lifts one softly over the head of Simeon, and into center field, a base hit. This little jam shot off the handle, and Fernando continues to collect base hits. A leadoff single in the bottom of the first.
Hard to be mad at the results you're starting to see from Toddy. I know in the perfect world these would be homers, but he's doing his job at the top of the lineup. He's getting on base, finding ways other than the power, and certainly excited to see him swinging the bat as well as he has over the last couple of weeks.
That was the Padres' first hit of the game, brought to you by Bob's Crane Service. Here's Gavin Sheets. Runner on first, nobody out. Big left-hand batter. Takes outside, ball 1. Bob's Crane Service, 40 years lifting San Diego. Veteran owned, family run, San Diego proud. From ADUs to steel, they lift it all. Bob's Crane Service, ready when it's heavy. 1-0 to Sheets, the pitch. And Gavin swings and misses at a fastball, 1-1. Scott coming off his first major league win. That came last Saturday afternoon against the Marlins. Went 5, allowed a run on 5 hits. 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. Mets beat the Fish 6-1, tied his career high with 8 K. 1-1 to Sheets, the righty deals. Gavin leans back and takes high, 2-1. Second straight really good start for Scott, both of which came against the Marlins. So a little bit of a different challenge here today. Sheets, the designated hitter here tonight for the Padres. 2-1 pitch, and Gavin takes a good sweeper for a called strike, 2-2.
6-pitch mix for Scott. Mainly the top 3, though. Four-seam fastball, sweeper, as we just saw, and a cutter. He also throws a split, sinker, slider. Those are all below 5%.
Fernando at first, nobody out, scoreless in the bottom of the first inning. The 2-2, and Sheets sends it in the air, foul up the left field line.
He's one of the rare pitchers you find in this league, and I know he's young, so it could change, but 51% fastballs. You don't see that as often as you used to. Guys kind of mixing and matching a little bit more. Not Christian Scott.
He has done a very nice job, particularly for a young guy, of keeping the ball in the yard. 2-2, Sheets takes outside, ball 3. He has allowed only 1 home run so far this season. This is his 8th start of the year in the major leagues. He did have 3 starts at AAA Syracuse to begin the year. It is major league debut back in 2024 and missed all of last year coming back from Tommy John. 3-2 to Sheets. Tatis takes off. The pitch swung on line the other way, pretty much right at Soto in his tracks out in left field. He'll make the catch. Fernando back to first base and 1 away in the bottom of the first inning with Manny Machado coming to bat. Manny hit his 11th home run of the season in the 7th inning yesterday. It was a big, long home run off of Zach Wheeler in Philadelphia.
For the struggles that Manny has had this season, power category hasn't been one of them. He's doing his job there from a power standpoint, no doubt.
Team leading 11th of the year. First pitch here, what do you know, a fastball at 97 and a called strike, 0-1. First 3 at-bats yesterday, all against Wheeler. He saw nothing but fastballs, 9 pitches, all of them heaters from Wheeler. 0-1 to Machado, the pitch. And he swings, hits it awkwardly off the mound. It rolls to Simeon near the bag at second. He steps on the base and then throws to first in time. That is a double play to end the bottom of the first inning. No runs, a hit. Thanks to that, nobody left. And after one in San Diego, no score against the Mets on the Padres.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Mi trabajo es sencillo, cachar ese ritmo que solo nuestra gente tira y regarlo por toda la temporada. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
You could describe Tulsa as a big, small town or a small, big city.
Tulsa is a very mixed city of arts and film and sports. I mean, it's a true melting pot of all kinds of things.
Professional baseball in Tulsa, it's actually older than the state of Oklahoma.
It's nice to play in front of, fans that you see on a daily basis.
Top of the second, brought to you by Sinley Foods, Wingley, Heritage, Brown, and Classic White. If you've had better chicken, you must be a rooster. Visit SinleyFood.com. Jared Young will lead off for the Mets against Michael King, and he takes a sweeper that misses a little bit outside, ball one. Young, left-hand hitting first baseman, has reached safely in 10 consecutive games. No score as we begin this second inning. Next pitch coming, same one, and again, just a little bit off the plate outside. 2 balls and no strikes to the 30-year-old Young, who's from British Columbia. Young Wednesday, 2 for 5 with an RBI double, and the Mets win in Seattle. They were off yesterday here in San Diego. How nice. 2-0 pitch, same place, this time with a fastball, and it goes to 3-0. So King trying to pepper that outside corner against the left-hand hitting Young and just missing. Young playing in his 20th game of the year, hitting .295, a couple of homers, and 5 runs batted in. 3-0 pitch taken this time right down the middle, and a called strike, 3-1. Young last year spent most of the season at AAA Syracuse for them. Played in 22 big league games, was up and down 4 times from AAA. Now the 3-1 from King. Young takes again right down the middle, and King has gone from 3-0 to 3-2.
Couple sinkers to get himself back in the AB.
Now the payoff pitch on the way, and Young swings, launches it in the air deep to right field. Fernando going to turn around and watch this thing go. A long home run to right. 3rd of the year for Jared Young. And the Met cleanup hitter will give them a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second inning.
Right pitch, wrong execution. Want this changeup to be moving down and away. Instead, Michael King kind of pulls it right in the middle of the plate. Solo shot for Young, his 3rd of the season, and the Mets get on top 1-0.
422 feet out over the old wall and right. Now, A.J. Ewing, another left-handed batter, starting in center field for the Mets. He takes a fastball strike, 0-1. Ewing, another one of the young Mets, 21 years old. They drafted him in the 4th round 3 years ago out of high school in Ohio. Pitch from King is a little low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ewing came into the year as their number 4 prospect, had a really productive minor league season last year, playing at 3 levels: low A, high A, and double A. Lines this one right over King. It bounces to Bogarts behind second. Throw to first is low, but handled nicely by France. And one out in the top of the second inning. Ewing was running hard up the line, nearly beat it out. That should not be a surprise. He brings great energy, enthusiasm, and maybe a little craziness to this Met lineup. And both he and Benj, the two young outfielders playing alongside Juan Soto, have definitely injected some of that into this Met team.
Every big league team could use that type of energy.
Here's Simeon, who brings a very different sort of positive energy. Checks his swing at a pitch high, ball one.
But when you get two young guys like that, it can, not that Soto needs any help, but having some young guys out there with that type of energy can be a motivating factor.
Simeon, one of the new Mets, and it seems like there's a bunch of them. He takes low, 2 balls and no strikes. Late November trade. Brandon Nimmo to Texas, and Marcus Simeon, who will turn 36 in September, is now a Met. Swings here, sends it in the air to right center field, high but not particularly deep. Merrill into the gap, will get there, kind of glides over, and he makes the play. 2 down in the top of the second inning. Mets ahead 1-0 on the Jared Young home run.
Michael's been able to bounce back, get the next 2 outs here relatively easy. I don't have to deal with Beatty.
Beatty was part of a very troubling start that Michael King made last September in New York against these Mets. First pitch to the left-hand hitter is a touch outside, ball one. Again, trying to land that sweeper on the outside corner against these lefties and just missing. But yeah, last year at Citi Field, 3+ innings, 8 runs, 10 hits, 4 homers for King against the Mets. Beatty swings and misses out ahead of a changeup. And the count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. The trouble started immediately for him and never really let up. A 5-run first inning, and the Mets played home run derby against him. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Beatty swings, fouls it back out of play, and the count is now 1-2. Beatty had a 2-run homer in that 5-run first inning last September. Now, the good news, if you will, for King, 6 of the 8 runs in that game were driven in by guys not here. Nimmo, McNeil, Alonso, and Mullins, who are no longer on the team, and Lindor, who's on the IL. So it's a different cast. 1-2, line foul the other way, and that alone just sort of tells you how different the Mets are right now than Michael King saw late last year.
It certainly is a different Brett Beatty coming into this series. 1 for 12 on the current road trip that they're on.
2 outs, nobody aboard. The 1-2 pitch. Beatty hits it hard on a line up the middle, handled by Bogarts on the other side of the bag. At second, he's got it on 1 hop, and the throw to first is in time. Mets get 1 on the young homer, and in the middle of the second inning, they lead it 1-0. And now here's what's happening at Valley View Casino. And
on the mound for the Marlins, it is Yuri Perez. The 22-year-old won't turn 23 until April 15th, and last season had a 4.25 ERA. Those numbers are very deceiving because he had a really strong finish. Perez has got him 0-2. See ya.
That's the old good morning, good afternoon, and good night, and all on heaters. When you got it going, stay with it.
3-2 right there. Called strike 3.
The 4-seamer, which he'll throw probably over 50% of the time.
Nobody on, 2 out. The 2-2 pitch from Perez to Rumfield. Called strike 3. Look at the emotion from Yuri Perez in his season debut. Yuri got him with a fastball. He gets the approval of Sandy Alcantara. 7 innings for Perez.
Yeah, and it's really amazing when you say he's still just 22 years old.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Padre cleanup hitter brought to you by Perry Plumbing and Pipelining. The plumbers other plumbers recommend. And a cleanup hitter today, same as yesterday, Ty France. Second time all year he has hit cleanup. And Ty was hitting fourth yesterday in Philadelphia. Walked a couple of times, ended up scoring ahead of Jackson Merrill's ninth inning home run. First pitch from Christian Scott is way outside off the glove of the catcher Terrence and to the backstop, ball one. Mets ahead 1-0 thanks to a home run by Jared Young leading off in the top of this inning. France has done a fine job for the Padres this year, both at the plate and defensively over at first base. Hitting .286 with 6 homers. Checks his swing, takes a fastball strike 1-1. And with some of the injury news the Padres got today, you got to figure Ty France's playing time is going to continue to solidify here. Start with a headline. Ramon Laureano very possibly done for the year. 1-1. France takes inside, 2 balls and a strike. Torn labrum in his hip. He had surgery. And, I mean, best case scenario, it sounds like he could return for the final couple weeks of the regular season. Best case scenario. 2-1 to France. The pitch. Ty fouls it away, 2-2.
That particular injury is no joke. And it makes a lot of sense given the way Laureano was able to perform, tried to kind of fight through it. He tried to fight through it, only to have to succumb to the surgery that he's going to end up having.
Jeremiah Estrada also went to the IL with right knee soreness, although the Padres think that's going to be a brief thing. David Morgan has been recalled. 2-2, France swings, pops it foul, out of play again. But yeah, with Laureano, this is kind of a thing they told us that he's been dealing with for the last 5 years or so. And he had previously been recommended to have the surgery, but he took the pain injection, has kind of fought through it. And at this point, it was just not really doable anymore. 2-2, hard hit on a line into center field and a base hit. Ty France stays hot. Lead single in the bottom of the second inning. And we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Padres Radio Network. It's Tony Gwynn Jr. and our producer-engineer Dave Marcus. I'm Jesse Agler. 1-0 Mets in the second inning. Padres have France on first and nobody out for Jackson Merrill. And he takes a sweeper strike, 0-1. Jackson hit a 2-run homer the ninth inning yesterday against Jose Alvarado of the Phillies, his 6th of the year. And while the numbers are still down for Merrill, he's starting to look like the guy. As he pops a bunt up towards third base, and in foul territory, Beatty makes a diving catch for out number 1. What a play and what an effort by Brett Beatty.
Beatty already charging in, looking at the bunt. Once this ball got up in the air, he honed in on it and made a nice sliding catch to get the out. Jackson trying to execute a bunt that was being given to him, but doesn't do so. Beatty makes the nice play.
So France at first, 1 out for Xander Bogaerts. Xander did not have a hit in Philadelphia. He takes high and outside, ball 1, 0 for 10, and he struck out in 5 of those 10 at-bats. So trying to get it going again. Did have a home run last weekend in Washington. Now hitting .231 on the year, 8 home runs, and 27 runs batted in. 1 ball, no strikes, the pitch. Bogaerts takes outside, 2-0. Padres went 1-5 on that road trip against the Nationals and the Phillies.
The road had been somewhat of a sanctuary for the Padres up until that 1-5 road trip.
2-0 pitch, and Bogaerts takes outside again, 3 balls and no strikes. Stat of the day brought to you by Culligan Water of San Diego, providing advanced water treatment solutions, including softeners, filters, and bottled water, ensuring cleaner, safer, and great tasting water for homes and businesses since 1936. 3-0. Xander takes on the outside edge, and a called strike, 3-1. Both of these teams, the Mets and the Padres, have had great success this year when scoring 4 or more runs. 2 of the best winning percentages in baseball. The Mets, 23-5. The Padres, 23-6. That's the good news. Pitch to Bogaerts, swung on and missed. And now a full count, 3-2. The bad news for both teams, that is the 3rd fewest and 2nd fewest such games in baseball this year. So when they score 4, it's great. They're just not doing it very often, and that pretty much encapsulates the struggles for both of these teams so far in 2026. France at first, one out, the payoff. Bogart swings, hits it in the air to straightaway center field. That'll chase Ewing back. He's there. Squares it up and makes the catch. 2 down. France retreats, and the batter will be Bryce Johnson.
It's all fine and dandy to have that good of a record, but you got to get there more often. And that has been a struggle for both the Padres and Mets. Both teams, certainly on paper, should be a whole lot better offensively than they've shown. Mets have at least had some excuses. They've had some injuries that have kind of helped along the way, but certainly both teams expect more out of their offenses.
Johnson, switch hitter, batting left-handed, takes a first pitch fastball for a strike at 96. So yeah, the Padres just 6 losses when they've scored 4 runs or more this season. 2 of those 6 losses came on this last road trip. 0-1 pitch, Johnson takes, and that sweeper clips the inside half for a called strike, 0-2. And Christian Scott is in command right now.
He is, and the Padres are going to have some opportunities with that sweeper. Just looking at his heat map, he locates that pitch, but he does throw it up in the zone a lot. Got to capitalize on those type of mistakes.
0-2, Johnson fouls it back.
That's what you saw Ty France hit the single on up the middle. And I think that's kind of been the Padres' issue really all year long, is not taking advantage of mistakes in the zone. I think that's aided in their really struggling to put runs on the board.
0-2 to Johnson. The pitch is swung on and grounded foul. Right to Song in the on-deck area right side.
Listen, it's not to say that it's easy, but it is the job. It is the task at hand.
Bryce making his 2nd consecutive start. He was in right field yesterday afternoon, had a pair of hits. The only Padre with more than 1 hit in yesterday's game. Right back out there tonight. 0-2 from Scott. The pitch. Johnson rolls over, grounds it to second base. Simeon waits on it. He's got it. And slings it to first in time. So the Padres get the leadoff man aboard here in the 2nd inning, but France is left at first. And after 2, it's the Mets 1 and the Padres nothing on the Padres.
If you're feeling crabby, check out some of these wild and weird moments from around the league.
Since going to tag out Bowers, who had the crab crawl back toward first base.
Is this 1-1-1-3 on the putout?
Of course, catching it is one thing.
Whoa! Go through the 5-hole? Yeah, it sure did.
Now that's what you call really struggling.
Now let's see some animal instincts on display in the field.
Nico! Behind the back, what a play!
Get a load of this.
Say hey, Austin Martin right. He made an incredible catch.
And a liner caught by a leaping Bobby Witt Jr.
No question about that one.
Robles over, goes to a dive, and makes a tremendous catch.
Oh, I didn't give him a shot off the bat to come down to that baseball. Oh, highlight reel stuff from David Hamilton.
How about that?
Every game this season, Jesse and I will be answering questions from our listeners. And if you have a question for us, go to 973thefan.sd.com/question and send one in, and we may answer it on the air. Again, that's 973thefan.sd.com/question.
MJ Melendez leads off for the Mets and tries to bunt up the third baseline, but pushes it foul, and it'll be scooped up by old friend Tim Leeper in that third base coach's box. Tim coached third for the Pods last couple of years. What did we used to describe him as? A human Red Bull?
Human Red Bull.
And that might be underselling it.
I think it is underselling it. Oh, Leap.
Good to see him back. 0-1 to Melendez. 1-0 Mets in the third, and he takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Melendez, the designated hitter for the Mets tonight, hitting 8th. Another old friend, Luis Torrens on deck, and then top of the order bench. Melendez playing in his 40th game. Swings here, fouls one straight back to the net. 1-2. Also a couple of weeks worth of games at AAA Syracuse for Melendez, who had an RBI double in their win over the Mariners on Wednesday. You might remember him from Kansas City. Signed with the Mets in mid-February after 4 years as a Royal. Open stance from the left side. Deep knee bend for Melendez. And the 1-2 from King is high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Melendez played only 23 Major League games last year for KC. Really struggled at the plate most of the season at AAA, where he put up very solid numbers. At Omaha, he had 261 with 20 home runs. 2-2 popped up. And right up the elevator shaft, as they say. The catcher, Duran, in front of home plate on the grass, will sort of reach out away from the body to make the catch. And Melendez pops to the catcher in fair ground. 1 away in the top of the third inning.
Good changeup. Located on the outside corner and gets Melendez to pop up for out number 1. That's where Michael needs to be with that changeup. The homer leaked over the middle of the plate and he paid for it.
So here is Torrens, who is now 30 years old. Stuck with the Padres as a Rule 5 guy all the way back in 2017. First pitch swinging, tips it right into Duran's mitt, strike 1.
Very easy to guy like Luis Torrens. Rule 5 guy, just trying to figure it out at a very young age on a team that was developing, and here he is years later signing a contract and being the backup on this Mets team.
The 1 pitch is down and in, ball and a strike. He was 21 years old that year, played 56 games. It was not a particularly successful team, of course.
No.
And, boy, here he is all these years later. 1-1 is a called strike, 1-2.
What I remember most about Luis is that he was still really trying to learn the English language at the time, but the young man had a smile on his face every day, even though he wasn't playing very much at all.
1-2. And Torrens takes low again. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And watch how much he's improved from a defensive standpoint, but most importantly, an offensive standpoint, to even be able to hold down a roster spot. Easy to root for guys like that.
Truly. 1 out, nobody on. The 2-2. Torrens high chopper towards third base, and it'll kick foul. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Best players on that team that year, most productive players on that team that year. Manuel Margot, Will Myers, Jose Perella, Jan Hervis Solarte.
This is pre-Manny Machado.
That's it, by like 2 years. That is when Luis Torrens was sticking with the Pods as a Rule 5 guy. 2-2 the pitch. And Torrens takes a little bit off the plate outside, ball 3. Ryan Schimpf's name came up the other day. He was on that team. Christian Villanueva. Carlos Asuaje. 3-2, fouled away right side. Good at bat being put together here. Austin Hedges.
Did that come up for most homers at Nationals Park?
Yeah, now Manny tied him. Most home runs by a Padre at Nationals Park. Manny Machado has 4, as does Ryan Schimpf. 3-2 again. 8th pitch of the at-bat. Torrens swings, hits it in the air, deep to left center field. Merrill and Johnson are back at the wall, and it's off the base of the wall. It bounces to Johnson, who sends it in, and Luis Torrens standing at second base with his 9th double of the year.
Heck of an at-bat there from Luis Torrens. It's the 3-2 heater, and it leaks middle in, and he puts a great swing on it. Bangs it off the Saquon sign, picks up the 1-out double.
Battled his way to 8 pitches. And now a guy on second base, 1 out for the leadoff man, Carson Benj. Left-hand hitter takes, and a changeup over the heart of the plate for a called strike, 0-1. Benj starting to heat up for the Mets. Last year played at high A, played at double A, played at triple A. Fouls it back 0-2. He was their minor league player of the year last year. Played in the Futures game at Truist Park in Atlanta last year. And a major league debut on opening day today. 19th overall pick just 2 years ago out of Oklahoma State.
All fastballs his first at bat. Now, here in his second, he's seen all changeups so far.
King ahead of him 0-2. The pitch is a little bit in. 1 ball, 2 strikes from Michael King. Mets ahead 1-0 here at the top of the third inning. They've got Torrens at second, 1 away.
Tried that lane changer, started it on the hip, tried to run it back on the inside corner, didn't quite get it there.
Badge has got great wheels. He's already taken 10 bags this year. Pitch coming, swing, sends it in the air to center, straight away. Deep and playable as Merrill kind of drifts back. He'll square it up, make the catch. Torrens tagging second to third. Here comes the throw. It's cut by Bogarts. And that will ensure that Torrens gets to third base without a play. So 2 down, and the batter will be Bo Bichette.
Deep enough to allow Torrens to move up 90 feet. Throw looked like it was headed offline, so Bogey cut it. So Bo Bichette will have a chance to knock in a run here with 2 outs.
Bichette signed a 3-year, $126 million deal with them back in January, after parts of 7 seasons in Toronto. Man on third, 2 outs, 1-0 Mets. Top half inning number 3. First pitch, Bichette takes a little bit in, ball 1. Bichette has seen King by far more than any other Met, and after striking out in the first inning, now 6 for 22 against him. Remember, King with the Yankees would have seen the Blue Jays alive. Swing and a miss here to sweeper, 1-1. Bichette a 2-time All-Star with Toronto. And last year in the World Series, boy, did he come alive. For 348, including that 3-run homer against Ohtani in Game 7.
Bum knee at that.
That's right, after the entire previous part of the postseason. Fouls this one away right side. He had the knee sprain. Did not play from, early mid-September until the World Series.
Michael King ahead 1-2 here. Punched Bo Bichette out on a sweeper in his last at-bat. He's seen 2 straight here.
The 1-2 pitch. Bichette hits it hard on the ground, fair up the first baseline. That'll roll all the way into the right field corner. Torrens walks home from third as it rolls away from Tatis. And now Bichette will round second and head to third standing with an RBI triple. 2-0 Mets here in the third.
High heater there with 2 strikes, and I don't know that I've seen a ball do this. This ball just hugs the line really all the way down, and Toddy had some trouble with the carom. That allowed Bo Bichette to really cruise into third base. We'll see if they give it a triple. It's certainly a double, and they will indeed give it a triple.
Yeah, it made one kind of weird bounce, and then Fernando tried to glove it, had trouble doing so, and that's where the error would have been had they decided to give an error.
It was already pretty deep into that ball being out there. Bichette was already on second, headed to third. So we'll have the 2-out triple and give the Mets a 2-0 lead.
Now Soto with Bichette at third and 2 away. Soto threw to left his only other time up. First pitch, and he takes outside, ball 1. Mentioned earlier, the Mets kind of desperately hoping Bichette coming alive at the 4-for-4 day Wednesday in Seattle. Now a triple, double, whatever you want to call it, an extra base hit to bring home a run here. 1-0 pitch. Soto takes downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Padres have fallen behind early here in Game 1 of this series against the Mets. 50th pitch of the night from King, and Soto rolls over, grounds into second base. Song kind of waited for the in-between hop, got behind him, but able to pick it up and throw Soto out at first base to end the inning. Nearly a big-time mistake by Song, but no panic, and he makes the play to end the inning. Mets get a run on 2 hits. They lead Bichette at third, middle of the third. 2-0 New York, and now here's what's happening at Valley View Casino and Hotel, San Diego's favorite.
We're talking about power. We're talking about bling. This is the stuff that puts people in the seats.
Ruth's adoring fans pitched in to gift a crowd fit for the home run king.
How come the fans didn't, put something together for me?
They gave you a nice round of applause.
Good job, Carlos.
That man is 42 years old. I'm only 22. Until that man stay on that mound, nobody gonna take me out of this game.
Okay, let me see what I can do about it. Right now, I feel like I can go over there and go placata right now on the field, just because I held this batter, Willie Mays. I'm not giving it back to you. You need it back?
Get back.
Okay, you can continue talking.
Right, and you're just going to hold on to it?
Yeah.
Hammer and Hank became baseball's all-time home run king.
Hank Aaron flipped the bat, pointed to the outside, and said, "Black it."
Every single Triple Crown winner has been inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. So it looks pretty good for Miggy. Just saying.
Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
Bottom of the third inning, Padres coming to bat, trailing the Mets 2-0. Christian Scott goes back to work. Sung Moon Song will lead off. With Duran and Tatis set to follow. First pitch to the left-handed batter is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Song nearly let that Juan Soto ground ball get away from him in the top of the inning. The pitch is a fastball, strike 1-1. And thanks to Soto not running hard up the line, at least in part, Song got away with it. Soto kind of had his head down, frustrated with himself after hitting that ground ball. Here's the 1-1. Song hits it hard but foul up the left field side, 1-2. And I think when Soto heard the crowd reaction after Song initially booted it, he obviously realized what was happening and started running fast. But that slowness kind of allowed Song to recover, to fetch the ball behind him and still throw Soto out. And that obviously got the Padres out of the inning and prevented another run from coming home to score.
See if that comes back to bite the Mets here in this ballgame.
1-2 to Song. And the sweeper misses way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I will say when a team is struggling, like both these teams are, those things have a funny way of coming back to bite you.
You don't get away with anything.
No, you don't.
2-2. And Song hits it hard again, but foul off to the left. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now, of course, when they're playing one another, does it cancel out? Right. I don't know how that works.
That's a great question. 2 teams struggling. Which one pays for their discretions?
Another big crowd here at Petco has really settled in on this May gray Friday night. 2-2. Song swings, hits it in the air deep down the right field line, but it'll hook. And foul deep into the lower left. So Song battling away here against Christian Scott. Song making his 8th start at second base this season. Started the first game in Philadelphia earlier this week. I'm going to guess that was Tuesday. 2-2 is in the air to left field. Soto backing up on it, kind of twisting and turning a little bit. And now right in front of the warning track, he will make the catch for out number 1.
Add star power to your collection with the Bogey Goes Boom bobblehead, presented by Palomar Specialty Insurance. This bobblehead featuring Xander Bogaerts is limited to the first 40,000 fans in attendance when the Padres host the Reds this Tuesday at 6:40. Visit Padres.com/giveaways.
1 out, nobody on for the number 9 hitter catcher Rodolfo Duran. Padres just trying to get anything they can possibly get offensively out of their catchers right now. Sweeper for his strike, 0-1. Duran 2 for 24 at the dish. Freddie Fermin mired in an 0 for 29. Here's the 0-1, and Duran takes a sweeper low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Luis Campusano sounds like getting a little bit closer to a potential return from his injury. 1-1, Duran takes a fastball strike. Sounds like a possibility of beginning a rehab assignment. Could be close.
This timeline would be sped up a lot more if he was not a catcher. That is the main reason why they've had to kind of play this one slow.
Way outside, 2-2.
In the catching position, that foot is exposed. We see it on a nightly basis. And so they want to make sure Luis is pretty well healed up before he comes back.
One foul tip could set you back another month.
100%. And they need his back right now.
2-2 pitch, and Duran is nearly hit by the pitch. He spun away from that sweeper at the last moment. I don't know how it didn't clip him, but it didn't. And the count is full, 3-2. 2-0 Mets, one out, nobody on in the third, and Duran again takes a sweeper way inside. That's ball 4. One out walk in the bottom of the third inning. And the Padres have had at least one guy on now. Each of the first 3 frames. We'll see if they can make Christian Scott pay for it this time as Fernando Tatis Jr. comes to bat.
Tati hit his first homer on that last road trip, and we are starting to see him let his swing go a little bit more than we were seeing prior to the last couple of weeks.
First pitch on the way, and he'll take the sweeper for a strike.
I think he's starting to get more confidence in his setup and getting into the hitting position. Last 10 games, 415, 2 doubles, a homer, a couple RBIs, some runs scored.
All good news. Takes high here. Led off the bottom of the first with a hard hit base hit. Or not so hard hit base hit the other way. Seems like he's getting a bunch of those too. Remember the beginning of the year, hitting everything hard,
getting
nothing to show for it.
Right.
So the universe correcting itself. 1-1 the pitch. Tatis fouls it back, strike 2.
That swing right there. You weren't seeing that prior to these last couple of weeks. I know he found that one back, but I've been impressed with Tati's resolve despite the struggles. It's been the same guy every day. I think that's a step in the right direction for Tati, a sign of his maturity.
I don't think there's any doubt. It's been good to see that. 1-2 with Duran at first, 1 out the pitch. Fernando swings and misses at a fastball, strike 3. That was a well-located 96-mile-an-hour fastball, pretty much right at the outside corner. First K of the day for Scott, and now 2 down with Gavin Sheets coming up.
Great location with that high heater. Right at the top of the zone, outside corner. Able to blow it by Tati for out number 2.
Sheets stands in 0 for 1. He lined out to Soto in left field his first time up. He takes a fastball strike on the inside part of the plate, 0-1. Home plate umpire Chad Whitson tonight has had a lot of close calls to make. Both of these pitchers have really been living on the edges. And it appears Whitson has been spot on. 0-1 is a little bit off the plate outside, 1-1. Both Michael King and Christian Scott have been really trying to pepper both the inside and outside corner. Runner on first, 2 outs. Tying run is at the plate, the pitch. And Sheets will kind of jackknife back out of the way. 2-1 now to the Padre designated hitter.
I think as a hitter, you're always trying to diagnose if the pitch was meant to be in the spot that it ends up being. Because even if it's a strike, if it's not meant to be here, it could have you on the wrong path in terms of what you're trying to see from a pitcher.
2-1. Sheets rips it foul up the right field line. Deep into the lower left.
That's a clear out right there. It's a cutter. Didn't quite get in enough, and Sheets hits that ball at 105 foul. I think Scott could be thinking a couple things here. That I didn't get that in enough. Let me try it again. Or he could just be scared off the inner portion of the plate and all.
Now this one served out to right field on a soft line to Ben. She'll make the catch and end the inning. No runs, no hits, a walk, and Duran left on base. After 3, it's the Mets 2 and the Padres nothing. On the Padres radio.
Bryce Matthews, who struck out looking his first time up. Matthews getting the start in left field tonight. Matthews hits it in the air pretty well to center. Going back on it is Rafaela at the wall, looking up. See you later! Bryce Matthews with his first long ball of the year, right by the Phillips 66 home run pump, and the Astros lead 4-0. That went 434 feet just to the left of straightaway center, and it was 111 miles an hour off Matthews' bat.
They say it's a game of numbers, but el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
I'm gonna go check out Food Truck Row. So, what did you guys get today?
Philly cheesesteaks.
Both of you have the same thing. Are they that good?
Oh, yeah.
Got a hot dog and some fries.
Just kind of
Ballpark
basic
staples.
ballpark.
Chicken bacon sandwich.
Uh-huh.
Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
And some.
Crinkle cut fries.
Okay, where are you guys from?
We're from Dallas.
Dallas. That's what's fun about baseball. It brings different regions together, not just the ball and glove and bat, but what we're eating.
Top of the fourth, brought to you by Genesis Home Improvement, San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company. Mets ahead 2-0. First run came on a homer by Jared Young, who will lead off here against Michael Kemp. First pitch is a fastball strike. 0-1 from the Padre right-hander. Young has now reached safely in 11 consecutive games. 422-foot leadoff shot back in the second inning. It was a good battle with Kemp. Now he rips one on a line into right field, 2 for 2. Fernando over towards the line to get it near the right field corner. Young wise enough not to test Tatis's arm, but it is a leadoff single here in the fourth inning. And the Mets continue to collect hard hit contact against Michael King.
No doubt about it. Young had the mistake that he hit out the ballpark. This is another one, a slider right in the middle of the plate. Michael lucky this one stays in the yard. A hard hit single in the right.
A.J. Ewing now will square to bunt, puts it down foul. And it bounced over the head of the plate umpire, Chad Whitson, strike one. Did not catch the Padres by surprise there. Manny was well in on the grass at third base. Ewing 0 for 1, grounded to Bogarts back in the second inning. Ewing with great wheels. Great wheels. And again, plays with absolute abandon offensively and defensively. Swinging away this time, and he'll take low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Stole 14 bases in 18 games at low A last year. Then he stole 44 bases in 78 games at high A before he stole a dozen more in 28 games at double A. So he ran absolutely wild in the minor leagues last year. 1-1 pitch, and he swings and misses at a fastball 1-2. So far in the major leagues, 5 out of 8 in 22 games in the stolen base department.
He's been getting on base, which is the thing he has to do most. 16 of his first 22 games, he's reached safely.
The 1-2 pitch is rolled over, grounded to the right side. Way to his left. Song has it long for the second in time to force Young. Nice play to get the lead runner, although very speedy. A.J. Ewing is aboard, 1 out. Simeon coming up, and boy, with the way the sports scene looks right now in New York, you got to figure a lot of the fans there, they're enjoying the omen of having a guy named Ewing.
Yeah, to say the least. Although they might not be watching this Ewing here tonight.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. First pitch to Simeon is a bit upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Sweeper from King. Probably was over the dish, but too high. 1-0. Simeon flew out to Jackson Merrill in center field back in the second. 2-0 Mets, top of the fourth. 1-0 King delivers. And Simeon takes a sweeper strike on the outer edge, 1-1.
And right back with that same sweeper. This time locates it perfectly on the outside corner. Leaves a count 1-1.
Ewing steps off his lead, not running, and a fastball missing high. 2 balls and a strike. His secondary lead there was absolutely gigantic.
It's dangerous with a guy like Duran. He certainly has the arm to backpick you.
And we have seen him do so. 2-1. King comes home, and a hard-hit one-hopper right to Bogarts. To second, that's one. The turn from Song in plenty of time, and that is the 11th ground ball double play collected by Michael King this year, most in the National League. No runs a hit. After that, nobody left. And following 3.5 innings here at Petco, it's the Mets 2 and the Padres nothing on the Padres Radio Network.
Jack Leiter making his season debut.
He's 148K, second among all AL rookies.
Jets 2-2, and a swing and a miss. There's his first strikeout of the season. He gets Mayo for the second out of the inning. That'd be the way to pitch. Here's the 3-2. And that's right in there. Alonso just frozen.
Sinking fastball from Leiter. He retires the side in order for the first time tonight.
Big over-the-top windup, and the 1-2 pitch, he struck him out swinging with a cutter at 94. Nice assortment of pitches there from Jack Leiter, and that new pitch, the cutter, strikes out Adley Rutschman. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Great screwball action, a changeup at 92. So Leiter making use of a couple of pitches he didn't even have 2 years ago when he made his major league debut.
It's 2-2 and a swing and a miss. Got him chasing a curveball, and Leiter, I don't know that he loved where that one ended up, but he got the job done.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Manny Machado to lead off. Padres trail the Mets 2-0. France and Merrill to follow against Christian Scott. First pitch way outside, ball one. Here comes the Lumber, brought to you by Dixie Line. Lumber at home centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. Do want to offer up something of a correction. First, the 1-0 pitch. And Manny swings, fouls it back towards Tony. Actually, more towards Keith Hernandez. And 1 ball, 1 strike. Keith and Steve Gelb's doing Mets television tour, right? I said earlier, kind of a May Gray. I think I said it twice. May Gray kind of evening. I had completely missed the fact that it's now June. 1-1. Penny fouls it back. A ball and 2 strikes. So it's gloom, not May Gray. I straight up forgot that the month had changed.
That's reasonable. Yeah. Given your job and how many different places you go and time zones you're in, I can see that.
1-2. Machado swings, hits it in the air, deep to left field. Soto kind of measuring it up. He's right in front of the warning track. Now a couple of steps in to make the catch 1 away. Machado tried to go June boom, but just missed it.
Padres.com is your official source for Padres tickets. Don't miss exciting matchups, must-have giveaways, and incredible promotions. Enjoy the best ticket pricing, most availability, and secure purchasing at Padres.com. Get your tickets at the official source. That's Padres.com/tickets.
1 out, nobody on for Ty France. Single to lead off in the second inning. Did not advance beyond first base. First pitch, and Ty will take that cutter on the outside edge for a strike. 0-1. 2-0 Mets. Yeah, messing up the days of the week has been a common issue for me. But the months is a new one. 0-1. He is low, a ball and a strike.
You said it as you were walking out the room, and I tried to get you with the June gloom, but you didn't hear me, I think.
So I've actually said it more than twice. Didn't even cross my mind. Pitch is down and into France, 2-1. I guess the last time we played a home game, it was still Met.
Definitely.
So maybe that was in my head. I do understand how calendars work, though, so I should have. And I write down the date every day. Swinging a foul tip held by Torrens, 2-2 to Ty France. Just for this very reason.
I wasn't going to tell all your business, but, you know, you do write it down every day.
Every day I write down Fry for Friday. 6-5, June 5th. And yeah.
May Gray.
2-2. France lines it foul above the Padre dugout on the right side. I write down the team names because that can also get lost. We were in Washington the other day. I almost said Philadelphia, or vice versa.
Yeah.
I remember. Red teams, East Coast. Where am I? What day is it? 2-2, France. On a line to center field, Ewing turned the wrong way at first and now corrects himself. Goes a couple of steps back towards right center to make the play. 2 down. In the bottom of the 4th inning, Jackson Merrill coming up with the Mets ahead 2-0.
That was, again, that sweeper that Scott will occasionally throw that's in the hitting zone and good hitting. Ty lines out to center. A couple good swings in his 2 ABs.
Padres seeing Scott for the first time ever. Made his major league debut May of 24. 9 starts in the big leagues that year, also 9 in AAA. And then the elbow injury sent him to Tommy John surgery. Merrill takes a fastball strike. Missed all of last year. But showing himself very nicely this season. And he seems to be getting better and better. Here's the 0-1. Merrill swings and misses strike 2. Tonight, though, it's looking a little bit different from Christian Scott in that he had kind of developed a reputation here early on, kind of a high strikeout, non-efficient guy. So a lot of pitches, doesn't work deep into games because of that, but he collects a bunch of strikeouts. Here's the 0-2. Merrill swings, fouls it back. Tonight, he's been much more efficient and only, to this point, 1 strikeout on the evening.
I think the pitches are piling up, but the strikeouts are missing today. But to this point, only 2 hits kept the Padres off the board, which is the most important thing. That foul ball might have caught Lorenzo a little awkwardly. He's given a little time to regroup.
His last start, he needed 96 pitches to go 5 innings.
And from that standpoint, yeah, this is definitely much better.
0-2 to Merrill. The pitch, and Jackson swings and misses strike 3. That was a slower slider, so that's his 2nd K. And a 1-2-3, 4th inning. Head to the 5th. Mets 2, Padres nothing on the Padres Radio Network.
That one is gone! His major league leading 23rd home run.
Tough chance. What a play by Freeman. Did he hold on? He did. Oh, man. Cody Freeman makes a highlight reel catch.
Astros win 11-9, scoring 6 in the bottom half of the 8th. Their best win of 2026 came out of nowhere.
Shohei Ohtani did his job tonight. 6 innings of 2 hits, shutout baseball, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 89 pitches, 58 for strikes.
Has his ERA down to 0.74.
Christopher Sanchez has become the all-time leader in scoreless innings for a left-hander. Consecutive scoreless streak ends at 50 2/3 innings.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Top of the 5th at Petco Park. Beatty, Melendez, and Terrence. 7-8-9 for the Mets against Michael King. Padres trail 2-0. First pitch to the left-handed batter, and Beatty takes outside, ball 1. Jared Young, a homer in the 2nd inning. Bo Bichette, an RBI triple in the 3rd. That is the scoring summary. 1-0 pitch. Beatty rolls it foul right to Melendez in the on-deck area left side. 1-1. Today's question of the day brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. If you have questions about your health, visit kp.org/San Diego. Kaiser Permanente, a better idea for healthcare. 1-1. Beatty swings, lines it over the net behind home plate, strike 2. All right, we have a procedural question today. It comes from Drew in San Diego. He says, when a major league player gets designated for assignment, what actually happens in real life? How do they find out? Is it sit down with the manager? Does the GM call them? I've always wondered what the human behind-the-scenes process actually looks like for the player. 1-2 is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Let me first say, I love that somebody's actually asking that question. Because so often we just say, so-and-so was designated for assignment, or so-and-so was released, or so-and-so was optioned to the minors. And I like that at least one person out there is thinking about what that actually looks and feels like for the human being. 2-2, check swing grounder foul toward the Met dugout.
Never feels good. That's the first thing. It's typically the manager and whether you want to call it head of baseball operations or the GM that will sit you down and say, hey, listen, we're going to designate you. You have 72 hours to clear, 72 hours to report to.
Beatty lines it sharply into center field and down for a base hit. One hops right to Merrill. And for the second consecutive inning, a leadoff single for the Mets.
So before you have 72 hours to report, depending on your status, if you have, I believe it's 5 years plus, or it might be 6 years plus, you can decline that assignment after you've cleared waivers and go straight to being a free agent. If you've got less time, you don't have a choice. You got to accept that assignment and head down to the minor leagues.
Now Melendez, left-handed batter, like Beatty before him, and he'll take a change-up strike.
Now in that 72 hours that you have to clear, team can trade you. They can have a bunch of different options there. They could decide after that 72 hours that they're going to release you if they don't want to send you down.
0-1, Melendez takes off.
Typically, teams are in the business of keeping those players to have depth if they can. It's not a fun situation to be a part of.
Runner on first, nobody out, 1-1. The pitch is fouled back. You often talk to managers about, what's the best part of the job, worst part of the job. Almost every single one will tell you that is the worst part of the job.
No doubt. You don't want to have to be the guy that is delivering that message, but that is part of the job as a manager.
1-2, Melendez golfs it in the air to left field. Bryce Johnson in a couple of steps, now back 1, now in 2 more. And he'll make the catch. At number 1, Beatty back to first base.
And quite frankly, I think guys respect it. After they've got out of their own emotions about it, you'd hate to find that out any other way than directly from your manager.
Yeah, that would be tough to see a tweet or, on the bottom of the screen on MLB Network or something before you have that conversation. Here's Torrens, very much a double play candidate. He takes inside ball 1.
I personally don't think that there's really an excuse for that to happen, and it certainly happens. Teams know when they're doing it, and so you have the opportunity to reach out. And if it does get to that point, that means you kind of have passed the buck.
Ball outside, 2-0. Yeah, it's a mess up.
Yeah.
At best. Beatty at first, 1 out. King has already rolled 1 ground ball double play today. That was last inning. Got 11 this year, more than anybody in the league. Now a fly ball deep to center field straight away. Merrill's back. He is at the wall, scaling the wall, but it's going to go. A long home run to center for Luis Torrens. Doubled off the wall in the 3rd, and now his first home run of the season here in the 5th. A 2-run shot to double the Met lead. It's 4-0. Second home run of the night for New York. And Luis Torrens comes back to Petco and having himself quite a night.
I'll tell you what, Michael King has made about 4 mistakes. The Mets have hit 3 of them. This is a sinker, elevated, inner third, and Torrens unloads.
Now Bench, top of the order, takes up and away ball 1. And both Torrens hits tonight have been absolutely smashed. 1-0. Bench takes down the middle for a strike.
I just should point this out because when your offense isn't scoring runs, it only puts more pressure on your starting pitcher to be perfect.
Swing and a miss, 1-2.
And typically when a pitcher tries to be perfect, that's when mistakes happen. And as we've gotten deeper into this game and the Padres have thrown up more zeros, that pressure starts to mount on your starting pitcher. And we've seen some of the mistakes because of it.
1-2 pitch on the way. Ben swings and misses. Strike three. An angry fastball from King. His second K of the night. 2 down in the 5th inning. Not only is the offense putting up zeros, they have not advanced a runner beyond first base. And Michael King is down in that dugout watching like the rest of them.
And so he knows every time he comes back out, I have to put up a zero. It's a tough way to pitch.
Now Bichette with 2 outs, nobody on. Takes a fastball strike. Thanks to Drew in San Diego for our question of the day. Remember to send yours in. Go to 973thefan.sd.com/question. 0-1. And Bichette takes way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4-0 Mets here in the top of the 5th inning. Pitch on the way. Bichette takes a sweeper low outside. 2 balls and a strike. Bichette an RBI triple his last time up. That made it 2-0 New York. Here's the 2-1 from King. And Bichette winds up, fouls it into the net behind home plate. Great fun fact on the scoreboard via Jeff Pratt. Bo Bichette's dad, Dante, 0 for 3 in 4 career plate appearances against Mark Grant.
They were also teammates in Colorado for a bit.
Pitch low and outside. So a full count to Bo Bichette, 3-2. So Mudcat owned Dante in a very small sense. 14 years for Dante. 3-2 right down the middle, strike 3 call. Bichette looking for something other than the fastball, but the fastball is what he got. Back-to-back Ks for King to end the top of the 5th inning, but Luis Torrens' return has been...
He's aboard ahead of Corbin Carroll. Corbin last year, the first 30-30 season in D-backs history.
Corbin Carroll lines it to right. And it's off the wall. Marte coming around. Corbin Carroll, he's going the distance. He's going for speed.
94 down and in right in his wheelhouse. Thought that ball had a chance to get out of here off the bat, but it hits at the base of the fence out there. And then one of our favorite things to watch, Corbin Carroll legging out a triple.
High in the air to right. Carpenter back to the track. He's back to the wall. And it's gone.
Halfway home to the cycle for Corbin Carroll. It's his first of the year, and it's 5-0 Diamondbacks to the bottom of the 2nd.
Breaking ball down and in slider, battling, trying to locate that pitch. And that's not where you want to throw it to a lefty, especially when that lefty's named Corbin Carroll. 2 big blasts.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Padres coming to bat, bottom of the 5th inning. They got a hill to climb here against Christian Scott and the Mets. Now 4-0 New York. Bogart stands in 0 for 1. He lined to center his first time. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up. Foul ground, first base. Torrens over to the Padre on-deck area. Will run out of room as it comes down in the 2nd row behind that on-deck circle. No balls and a strike. Bogarts to be followed by Bryce Johnson and Sungwoon Song here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Christian Scott coming off his first major league win, trying to make it 2 in a row. 0-1 in the dirt outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mets are 5-2 in Scott's 7 starts so far this year. I told you earlier, he's only allowed 1 home run this season. On a strike, Bogart swings, fouls it in the air above the Padre dugout on the right side, 1-2. And the interesting thing, I guess, is with the Padres' offensive struggles as of late, it really does seem most of the runs they've been scoring lately have come via the home run.
Yeah, this is a team that struggled in the first month of the season, really trying to find the long ball, and it's really been the only way they've been scoring here as of late.
Been a weird year. And a lot of chapters left to be written. Pitch outside, 2-2. I mean, you can just look back to last year's Met team to think about how long and windy and crazy a Major League season can be. Met fans will want to cover their ears on this one. 2-2 is a little number foul right behind home plate. Not that they don't remember, but last year the Mets were 21 games above 500 after just 69 games.
They remember.
And they did not make the play.
Yeah. Saw a few of those collapses last year.
We see the inverse thing happen, of course, as well. Ooh. Pitch inside, check swing. I think it hit the bat. So a foul ball. Or no, a ball inside. He checked his swing, so 3-2.
I thought I heard bat.
I thought so too, but it was just the glove, I think, of Trent's, yeah. So a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes on Bogart. Scott looking in over his glove. Now the payoff pitch. And Bogart sends it in the air deep to left field. Soto's backing up. He is at the wall, and he's got room to make the catch 1 away. Well, that is how this night is going so far. Back by popular demand. Join us for Mexican Heritage Celebration number 2, presented by Pacifico, August 21st, when the Padres host the Twins at 6:40. Celebrate in style with this limited edition jersey by purchasing a special theme game package at Padres.com/theme games. Padres.com/theme games. Here is Bryce Johnson batting left-handed, and he takes a strike, 0-1. Johnson 0 for 1, grounded to second, and he observes a 95-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike on the outside corner. Nothing and 2, the speedy switch hitter. The pitch in the air, foul out of play. We'll pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Padres radio network. With Tony Gwynn Jr. and our producer-engineer Dave Marcus, I'm Jesse Agler. Ground ball to first base. Friendly hop for Young. Little flip to the pitcher, Scott, in time. And Bryce Johnson is out 2 away in the bottom of the 5th inning. Base is empty. Mets 4, Padres nothing. Number 8 hitter Sun Moon Song coming up. And Christian Scott right now for the Mets is on a little bit of a roll here. Padres not having much success squaring him up or threatening him.
Having a good time out there too, smiling. Padres just trying to figure out a way to find some outfield grass and stack some hits together.
First pitch to Song is a cutter for a strike, 0-1. Scott grew up in South Florida, pitched collegiately up in Gainesville, Florida. 0-1 is bunted to the left of the mound. Scott barehands it, picks it up, throws low to first, but dug by Young, and in time to get Song a second consecutive 1-2-3 inning. After 5, it's the Mets 4 and the Padres.
Ian is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Fly ball right field on its way. Forget it. Out of here. Woo! Ian Happ will touch a ball. His 14th. That was crushed. 6-3.
And that ball 108-1 off the bat. Almost leaves the building.
446. And that one was ticketed for Sheffield.
Top of this sixth inning, Soto, Young, and Ewing, 3, 4, and 5, coming up for the Mets against Michael King. Padres trail 4-0. Soto 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. Will take a first pitch sweeper low, ball 1. King will deliver his 85th pitch of the night right here, right now. He has not been great, but that is not the story of the night. 1-0 pitch is way inside. Soto spins out of the way, and now 2 balls and no strikes. Padre offense, at least to this point here this evening, once again, will grab the headlines. No runs, 2 hits in 5 innings against Christian Scott. 2-0 is a fastball strike. 2-1 to Soto. Look, there is plenty of ball game left, and the story of this game can certainly change. But as of right now, it is a continuation. Here's the 2-1. Soto hits it hard on the ground, right to Song. This time not bothered. And Song's throw to first is in time. 1 away. Soto is 0 for 3.
I mean, no one would fault anybody for feeling like here we go again. It has been very similar starts in almost every game that the Padres have played in the last week.
Padres have lost 5 straight, 9 out of their last 10. First time they've lost 9 out of 10 since 2023. Young left-hand hitter and a home run. His first at bat takes inside, ball 1. During this 10-game stretch, they are averaging 2.6 runs per game. That is obviously not going to cut it. Here's the 1-0. Young swings, hits it to right field. Well struck, but playable. Fernando there. A little bunny hop as he makes the catch. 2 down.
Who's on deck for the Padres in the 6th is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com for the Padres. It'll be 9-1-2, Duran, Tatis, Sheets.
Here's Ewing with 2 outs, nobody aboard. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by KMG Psychiatry, who offers TMS, transcranial magnetic stimulation, to help veterans and active duty military lift the fog of depression. Honor service recovery. Visit KMGPsychiatry.com today. First pitch is a fastball way high and outside, ball 1. And Wrigley, Giants beat the Cubs 18-3. The Giants hit 7 home runs, including a grand slam by Matt Chapman, who also hit a 3-run homer. Willie Adames and Casey Schmidt also each homered twice. That's nuts. 1-0, smacked foul the other way, 1-1.
The Aztec for life is having a phenomenal season in Casey Schmidt.
Ever since the little thing here with Chapman, that's right. Casey Schmidt has taken off. And he has been, I mean, without looking at the numbers, he has to be their best player. Swing and a miss at the plate, 1-2. Dodger Stadium, three-way series tonight. Dodgers and Angels, scoreless in the 4th. Nationals ahead of the Diamondbacks, 7-1 in Phoenix. Rays beat the Marlins 6-0. Little citrus series. 1-2 pitch is on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. And be challenged by Ewing.
He's going to be wrong.
ABS review, and it is strike 3. 4th strikeout of the night for King, and for the first time since the first inning, a 1-2-3 inning for the Padres starter. After 5.5, that's 4 and the Padres nothing on the Padres Radio Network.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Coming off AL Player of the Week honors, where he hit over 400 with 3 homers, Bobby Witt Jr. was all gas, no brakes.
And grounded inside the bag and up the line. Played poorly off the sidewall by Carpenter. How far will Bobby go? And Vance Wilson is going to let him come to the plate. He is in there.
To say Bobby is on a tear is an understatement. His gap-to-gap power and that lightning speed have him among the major league leaders in hits, stolen bases, and WAR. He also just happens to be one of baseball's premier defensive players.
Goodness, that's why he's one of the best in the game.
That is how you win a Gold Glove in back-to-back seasons, and last year earned a Platinum Glove.
Baseball fans are bearing witness to something special.
He's their go-to guy in all situations, whether it's defensively, offensively, running the bases. Complete player.
A primetime player in his prime.
Bottom of the 6 is brought to you by EcoWater SoCal. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water. Keeping it soft since 1925. Visit EcoWaterSoCal.com or call 760-350-3338.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Rodolfo Duran leads off, takes outside ball 1. Padres trail the Mets 4-0. Christian Scott still out there. Next pitch is low, 2-0. Scott is going to try and finish 6 innings for the first time this year. He has not had an opportunity to do this very often. 2-0 to Duran with Tatis and Sheets to follow. The pitch is inside, ball 3. He's issued only 1 walk tonight, and it came to Duran back in the 3rd inning, the number 9 hitter. And now he's gone 3-0 on him here. Nobody throwing in the Met bullpen, but they're starting to move around. 3-0 pitch is down the middle, and a called strike, 3-1. They are certainly, I think aware of sort of the way that Christian Scott has worked this year, coming back from Tommy John surgery. They want to push him too far. 3-1, Duran takes something in, ball 4. So a leadoff walk here in the 6th inning. And Rodolfo Duran has been the kryptonite for Christian Scott so far here tonight. Let's see what the Padres can do. They have had the leadoff guy on base a couple of times already tonight, but have yet to advance any runner beyond first base in this game.
Now you do see that Mets bullpen start to stir a little bit. 85 pitches for Scott. I'm sure getting close to a number that makes the Mets a little uncomfortable.
First pitch to Fernando is swung on and missed. Back to that sweeper, strike 1. Got his first major league win his last time out against the Marlins. He went 5 innings. Mentioned he threw 96 pitches. Faced the Fish in his previous outing, too. Got 2 outs in the 6th. Jack swinging a ball low and outside. They appealed to first. He didn't go. 1-1 to Tatis. He threw 94 pitches in that outing. And he's coming up on that territory here. 1-1 the pitch. And Tatis lifts up the hands, takes a sweeper for a called strike. It's 1-2.
That sweeper was late breaking. That one looked like it was going to hit Toddy and then made a left turn. Caught the inside corner.
1-2, the pitch on the way. Fernando swings and misses. Strike 3. Back to the sweeper running away. He got it. 3rd strikeout of the night for Scott. He's gotten Tatis each of his last 2 times up. So 1 out, and Gavin Sheets will be the batter.
One of his better sweepers thrown in this ballgame. He one to the inside corner. He goes the opposite way to punch Toddy for out number 1.
Sheets has lined out twice, once to left and once to right. First pitch here is a sweeper strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. 4-0 Mets in the 6th. Huascar Brazoban is the guy throwing in the Met bullpen. David Morgan is up in the Padre pen. 0-1. Sheets swings, pops it up, foul ground near the Met dugout on the left side. Torrens there, and he makes the catch. So Sheets fouls to the catcher, 2 away, and it'll be Manny Machado to face Scott for the 3rd time tonight. Make your favorite players all-stars. Cast your 2026 Konami eBaseball MLB All-Star ballot daily by visiting MLB.com/vote. Machado 0 for 2. He flew out to very deep left field his last time up. First pitch is high, ball 1. Soto made the catch pretty much back against the wall. Here comes the Lumber, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. Drawn at first and 2 away. 4-0 Mets in the 6th. 1-0 to pitch. Machado, big swing, fouls it back on a line, 1-1.
Padres have not had a hit since the 2nd inning.
On a strike. It's got a long pause this time. Now the pitch. And Manny swings and misses. The sweeper that had a little less action on it. And now 1-2.
That one never quite broke back to the plate. It just stayed a ball in, and Manny swings through it.
1-2 to Machado. Here's the pitch. Manny takes high and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Scott still got the velocity. 96 on that fastball. Duran held on at first base by Jared Young. 2-2 to Manny. Here's the pitch. Machado just gets a piece of that sweeper, kind of ticks it foul on the ground behind home plate. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. "96 pitches now thrown by Christian Scott. That ties his season high. 2-2. Manny takes way outside, ball 3. So Machado has managed to fill the count here. Duran will be off and running. Ty France waiting on deck. Padres down by 4 here in the 6th. 3-2. Here's the pitch. Manny swings, laces it into center field. That's a base hit. Ewing a little bit over to left center to get it. Duran easily goes first to third. Padres with their first hit since the 2nd inning. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. And for the first time tonight, the Padres have advanced the guy beyond first base.
Manny getting on the 3-2 heater. Up and away. Laces this one in the center. Setting up a first and third here, 2 outs.
That'll be the end of the night for Christian Scott. 98 pitches, the most he's thrown in a game this year. 1 shy of the most he's ever thrown in a major league game. And Carlos Mendoza out to make a pitching change. 2 on and 2 out. Ty France coming up. And the Mets will make a move here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 4-0 New York on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, it's Gravy. Think about this. Your skin is the...
Coming off AL Player of the Week honors, where he hit over 400 with 3 homers, Bobby Witt Jr. was all gas, no brakes.
And grounded inside the bag and up the line. Played poorly off the sidewall by Carpenter. How far will Bobby go? And Vance Wilson is going to let him come to the plate. He is in there.
To say Bobby is on a tear is an understatement. His gap-to-gap power and that lightning speed have him among the major league leaders in hits, stolen bases, and WAR. He also just happens to be one of baseball's premier defensive players.
Goodness, that's why he's one of the best in the game.
That is how you win a Gold Glove in back-to-back seasons, and last year earned a Platinum Glove.
Baseball fans are bearing witness to something special.
He's their go-to guy in all situations, whether it's defensively, offensively, running the bases, complete player.
A primetime player in his prime.
Two-run double.
All-Star Brazoban into the ballgame for the Mets. 27th appearance of the season, 3-1 with a 2.35 ERA.
Pitching change brought to you by Sid's Carpet Barn. For over 70 years, Sid's Carpet Barn has stood alone as San Diego's flooring leader. From premium high-end choices to top-quality budget-friendly options, Sid's has you covered. Visit any Sid's or SidsCarpet.com. Sid Brazoban last couple of years with the Mets, prior to that with the Marlins. Hard thrower, the sinker changeup guy, a lot of ground balls. Comes on here with the Mets ahead 4-0. The Padres with their first real threat. First and third, 2 down. And Ty France coming to bat. Brazoban, the tall right-hander, delivers. And the first pitch, fastball strike 95 to Ty France, 0-1. Machado's base hit a moment ago ends Christian Scott's night. It was the first Padre hit since France's single, leading off the second inning. 0-1 the pitch. France swings, fouls it towards and into the Met dugout. On the left side, it's 0-2. Brazoban last worked 3 days ago in Seattle. They used him as an opener. Different situation here and now. 0-2 the pitch on the way. France takes outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As a true reliever this year, a 1.46 ERA. A ball and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way to France, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. That will end the inning. No runs ahead, and the Padres leave 2 on base. Head to the 7th inning. It's the Mets 4 and the Padres nothing on the Padres Radio Network.
Yogi Berra was an 18-time All-Star and 10-time World Series champion.
This is the only perfect game in World Series history. You ask him about it, and he would say, it ain't been done before, and it ain't been done since.
David Wells was perfect on May 17th, 1998. Beanie Baby Day.
It's not the pitcher that's calling the game, it's the catcher calling what pitch to throw.
Home plate is 17 inches wide. And so he said, well, if it's more than an inch, and it was a lot more than an inch, then it's an illegal bat.
Well, he is. He's out. His third is out. Look at this. Keep it down a little, will you, please?
Okay, Yogi.
Casey Stengel and the other touring ball players met the King of England.
Of course, with my English, we had a little trouble understanding each other.
As Yogi said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Top of the 7th is brought to you by Kaiser Permanente, a better idea for healthcare.
Top of the 7th inning, and for the first time since April 28th, David Morgan appearing in a Major League game for the Padres. He had been down working at AAA El Paso, and Morgan recalled today with Jeremiah Estrada heading to the IL. Estrada's got some right knee soreness. Padres do not think he'll be on the shelf very long. Simeon, Beatty, and Melendez, 6, 7, 8 for the Mets. Padres are down 4-0. First pitch on the way to the veteran second baseman, and Simeon takes a slider for a called strike. 0-1. Morgan, first man out of the pen tonight after Michael King goes 6. Kind of an uneven night for King tonight. 4 runs, 6 hits. He didn't walk anybody, only struck out 4. Gave up 2 home runs. Here's the 0-1. Simeon takes downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. 93 pitches for King. 57 were strikes. Pitching change brought to you by Miramar Kitchen and Bath. When it's time to upgrade your kitchen or bath, think of San Diego's top kitchen and bath remodelers for 35 years. Visit MiramarKitchenandBath.com to book your free consultation today. 1-1. Simeon swings and misses at a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. And now 1-2.
job now for David Morgan is to keep this score right where it's at. Padres already on an uphill climb.
Ball and 2 strikes, the pitch, and Simeon takes in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Simeon 0 for 2, grounded into a double play his last time up. Now 1 for 13 on this road trip. Had a tough go last year offensively, his final year as a Ranger. It's kind of carried over here at the start of 2026. Hitting .218, the pitch. Hit on the ground the other way, long way to go. France has it, way off the line. Overhand feed to Morgan, covering is in time, 1 away. Nicely done by Ty France. Almost closer to second than he was to first when he got to that one. And 1 away in the top of the 7th inning.
Very well executed, specifically the throw. Having to hit a moving target. Did a great job.
Gold Glove year last year for Ty France. It's funny, in free agency, the Mets seemed like a really good fit for Ty France after Pete Alonso ended up in Baltimore. They talked a lot about wanting superior defense over there. Here's Beatty, left-hand batter. He takes way outside, ball 1. Ty's name was certainly, at least in the press, brought up regularly as a fit in New York. Certainly worked out for the Padres that he did not end up there.
No doubt.
Here's the 1-0. Beatty takes down and in. 2 balls, no strikes.
Good example of grinding it. The season did not start the way this has gone for Ty. Did not start well. But he has managed to work himself into basically being an everyday guy right now.
2-0 is fouled behind home plate.
He's always capable of it, but coming off of a couple of slow years, had to kind of go out and prove it again.
I mean, there was a time at the beginning of spring training where I would say his odds of making the opening day roster felt very low.
They did.
To say nothing of playing time. And as you said, he's pretty much penciled in as the first baseman for the time being. 2-1. Beatty hits it slowly on the ground to the right side, charged by France. He's got it right near the bag and steps on first to take care of the speedy runner. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning.
It didn't start that way for Ty either. He made the team and then still had to kind of work his way into the lineup. First 3 weeks of the season, wasn't really being used all that much, but here we are now. Certainly been one of the most consistent, if not the most consistent hitter on this ball club.
It's such a good reminder that, we sit here and we try to prognosticate these things in February or March or April. And here we are in June, I heard. Melendez swings and misses strike 1.
Yes.
And there's so much that is different from then. And that's a very good thing to think about relative to another 2 months from now.
Right.
What we think we know in June could very well turn out to look a little bit foolish come August. 4-0 Mets, 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the 7th inning. I know nobody wants to hear that, but it is the reality of this season every single year.
Of every baseball season.
Every team. 0-1, and Melendez takes down and in. Melendez has popped out twice, once to the catcher Duran and once to Bryce Johnson in left field. Ball and a strike from David Morgan. The pitch on the way. And Melendez fouls it off his foot right at home plate, 1-2. Great crowd here at Petco. Another sellout. 42,159. 1-2. The pitch to Melendez swung on and fouled back. That is now 26 sellouts here at Petco Park in 33 games at home. Padre fans have packed this place time and time again. 26 sellouts in 33 home games. Salute to each and every one of you. 1-2 again to Melendez. Morgan will kick and fire, and that is hit off the end of the bat into shallow right field. Song is back. He will call off Tatis, and he reaches up to make the catch. Melendez pops up for the 3rd time tonight, and David Morgan, a 1-2-3 inning in his return from AAA. Time to stretch. Mets
on the move and diving and making the catch is Jake Bauer.
first. Back goes Jacob Young. He's at the wall. He's leaping. And he makes the catch with his right foot into the wall. This one's ripped to left center field, and that's going to be caught by Myers.
Line drive up in the air, leaping catch, Young to bring it down.
Bouncer left side. Bare hand play by Sal Stewart on the bounce. Got him.
That one a hot shot and a diving grab by Norby at first.
Backhanded and shallow center. Rocchio off balance throw. Got him.
Meyer over calling foul territory. Oh. He makes the catch, tumbling into the tarp.
Diving stop by Caminero. Hops up, throws to first, and got him.
Foul territory, and he makes the snow cone as he hops over the tarp.
Ewing going back and reaches out and smashes the wall and hangs on.
Quarterback Crawford to the track at the wall, makes the catch, bangs into the fence.
Siri tracking it back towards the wall, and Siri got it, took away a grand slam.
Riley Green looking to add on and maybe take a lead.
Riley Green, fly ball right center field. This one's deep. Watch it fly. Gone. How about it? Riley Green's first of the postseason delivers a 4-3 lead for the Tigers in the sixth.
Wow, just stayed on that breaking ball. Man, did he hammer that thing. That was 3/4 of the way up those seats out there in right center field.
Bottom of the seventh inning, Jackson Merrill to lead off against Huascar Brazabon, who came on to get the final out last inning. Bogarts and Johnson to follow. 4-0 Mets in game one of the and foul into the seats. There is cheering coming down from the stands behind the Met dugout from those in blue and orange. And they are not only wearing Met shirts. Pitch outside, 2-1. A lot of them are wearing Knicks shirts. And the Knicks just edged the Spurs in Game 2 of the NBA Finals, 105-104. They take both games on the road to start the series. Swing and a miss, 2-2. So they are celebrating here at Petco for a basketball result being played in Texas.
As I told you, many folks, New Yorkers, not watching this particular game.
Even the ones here.
Right.
2-2, Merrill in the air up the left field line. Soto all the way over to that side wall will not have a play. It's into the seats. So the Knicks will head back to the Garden up 2-0. Anyway, that's the noise you may be hearing in the background. 2-2 to Merrill. The pitch on the way. Jackson takes outside, ball 3. 4-0 Mets here, bottom of the seventh inning. Jackson 0 for 2, struck out his last time. 3-2 pitch, and Merrill hits it on the ground to first base. Right behind the bag, Young has got it. He'll bring it himself. And 1 down in the bottom of the seventh inning. Xander Bogaerts to bat. He flew to deep left field his last time. Line to center his first time. First pitch on the way. Bogaerts swings and misses at a changeup, strike 1. Should note, by the way, a little bit of a different game time tomorrow for Game 2 of this series. Saturday at 7:10. Not the usual on Saturdays. 0-1, Bogaerts, kind of a late swing, and he serves it foul on the ground right side. So yes, 7:10 tomorrow, Griffin Canning against his old team. Griffin Canning was with the Mets last year. Nolan McLean will face the Padres. So that's tomorrow night at 7:10. If you can't join us at the ballpark, you can join us on the radio. 0-2 to Bogaerts. Brazabon delivers. And Xander pops it up foul into the seats behind home plate. It is remarkable looking around this building again and just seeing it absolutely jam-packed. And you know who we have not said hello to, I don't think even once all season.
The good people in the bathroom?
Yeah, our most dedicated listeners.
Yeah. We apologize. We didn't get to you guys early. But hello.
0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Second K for Brazoban. 2 down in the 7th inning. Again, all the Petco Park bathroom listeners. Whether they're wearing brown and gold or blue and orange. Don't forget to go. Bryce Johnson, switch hitter, batting left-handed. First pitch is up and away, ball 1. Speaking of Petco, spend your summer at America's #1 ballpark cheering on the Padres. Join us for exciting matchups and promotions, family-friendly fun, and must-have giveaways. Explore the full schedule and get your tickets. Sharp grounded to first, backhanded by Young. He'll bring it himself, a 1-2-3-7 for Brazoban. Tickets to the official source, Padres.com/tickets. Head to the 8th, 4-0 Mets on the Padres Radio Network.
Batting third, number 5, George Brett.
Never seen this before. Look at this. Not just the Royals with the respect, but the Rangers as well. Ground ball up the middle. Base hit! George Brett singles in his last at-bat. Wow. Way to go, George.
A lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206 American Tobacco card set. Of course, features the famous Hannes Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser-known T205 set, which really was a successor to T206. T206 came out in 1909. These 3 cards, as part of the T205 set, came out in 1911.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
Hey, Padre fans, my pets are my MVPs. And my local Petco is where they go to live their best life with friendly pros, fun weekly events, food favorites, and more. Petco, official pet partner of the San Diego Padres.
Top of the 8th inning, 9-1-2 for the Mets coming up against David Morgan in his 2nd inning of relief. Terrens, Bench, and Bichette, and Terrens has had a night. First pitch on the way, and he swings at the first pitch, fouls it to the upper deck behind home plate, strike 1. Terrens had an 8-pitch battle with Michael King in the 3rd inning and eventually doubled off the base of the wall. He'd come in to score on Bichette's RBI triple. That made it 2-0 Mets. And then in the 5th inning, a long home run to straightaway center to make it 4-0. That is still the score. 0-1, swing and a miss. And Morgan ahead of him, no balls, 2 strikes. So Luis Terrens' return to Petco Park has gone very well for him. His first home run of the year and his 9th double of the year.
Talk about it often. You always want to do well against your old teams. At least living in that right now.
No balls, 2 strikes. Morgan will deal. And Terrens swings and misses, strike 3. So he makes an out for the first time tonight. 1 down in the top of the 8th inning. The order turns over for Bench, who has not reached base tonight. Meanwhile, offensively, the Padres are down to their final 6 outs. And only 1 time in 7 innings tonight have they advanced a runner beyond first base. And they did so with 2 outs in the 6th. Banjo for 3. First pitch on the way. Left-hand hitter takes down and in, ball 1. Christian Scott, 5 2/3 shutout innings. Huáscar Brazoban has gone 4 up, 4 down with 2 strikeouts. Probably did his job. There is more action in the Met bullpen now. Luke Weaver is warming up. The 1-0. Bench checks, takes high. 2 balls, no strikes. Morgan at the ready, now the pitch. And Bench takes downstairs, 3-0. pitch on the way, and Benj looks at a fastball strike pretty much down the middle of 96. That'll move it to 3-1. One out, nobody on, top of the 8th. 4-0 New York. Swing and a miss, 3-2. 98 mile an hour fastball from David Morgan.
Sounds like David was able to go down, work on some things, not walking guys as much down there, and kind of cleaning up some of the mechanics.
Three and two now. Benj waits. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's launched in the air down the right field line, hooking and foul. Just a few seats to the right of the pole. Got it over the fence, but it is a foul ball. Benj turned that one around in a hurry. Came in at 97 miles an hour, went out at 109. But it is just a foul. Still 3-2 now, the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Morgan deals, and Benj lines it up the middle. Caught by Bogarts. Kind of lunging to his left on the grass behind second base, 2 away. And the Mets are going to hold it up to see if perhaps Xander was illegally positioned on the infield. They will not challenge.
He definitely has been caught with that, but once before, the only one I can think of who has been caught. Nice play there by Bogey.
He was well onto the grass when he made the catch, and I'm sure that looked suspicious from the dugout, but he was clearly on the dirt and on the proper side of the infield when the pitch was delivered. So here's Bichette, 2 outs, nobody on. 1 out of 3 with the RBI triple, and he will step back from a slider. He takes it high, maybe inside ball 1. That's ahead 4-0. That has been the score since the 5th inning. We're now in the 8th. The pitch to Bichette hit hard on the ground, third base. That's a fair ball rolling all the way down the line, all the way into the corner. Another extra base hit for Bo Bichette. A triple in the 3rd, now a 2-out double here in the 8th. And don't look now, Met fans, but Bo Bichette, 6 for his last 8.
Starting to square the baseball up more consistently. This is a hanging slider right in the middle of the plate. Bichette, buggy whips this ball down that left field line. 2-out double for Bichette. That'll give Juan Soto an opportunity.
Soto last year became the first 40-30 guy in Met history. 43 homers, 38 steals. First pitch is down. He checks his swing, ball 1. Yeah, the 38 steals last year were kind of out of nowhere for Soto.
No one had that on their bingo card.
Tied with O'Neal Cruz for the National League lead. Bichette at second, 2 down. 1-0 to Soto. The pitch is inside. Check swing appeal to third. He did not offer. And now 2-0. Soto has not reached base tonight.
He might be able to sneak attack the league one time for one of those years. They're going to be looking for it now.
Two and the pitch. Soto takes in the dirt, ball 3 with first base open. It is now 3-0. Jared Young waits on deck. He homered in the 2nd, singled in the 4th. And Weaver, who was throwing, is no longer throwing. They have switched up the reliever out there. I think it's now Austin Warren. Bichette leading at second base. Soto obviously has a green light. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Soto swings and misses at a slider. 3-1. David Morgan just got that in and out.
Very well said.
We have seen that play before. Now the 3-1 pitch. Soto swings, grounds it on the foul side of first base over toward the Padre dugout. It is full now, 3-2. Yuki Matsui starting to warm in the Padre pen. Morgan is up over 30 pitches now in his first major league appearance in over a month. 3-2 to Soto. Bichette at second, 2 down. The pitch Soto swings, hits it in a mile high up the right field line towards the pole. Fernando is back. He is at the wall, and it's foul.
Well, that same slider that David got in far enough, he almost didn't get that one in for them. This one ends up foul by about 3 feet. Slider right on the inside corner that Soto was able to get to, just couldn't keep it fair.
So 3-2 again. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Here it is. Soto fouls it back to our left. We have seen these at-bats, of course, so many times over the years from Soto. You can almost watch him do the data collection. Manny's the same way when he gets into an at-bat like this. Bichette at second, 2 away. This will be pitch 8. Soto swings and misses. Strike 3. Switched it up with a curveball to get it. Second strikeout of the inning for David Morgan, and Bichette is left at second base. After 7.5, it's the Mets 4 and the Padres nothing on the Padres Radio Network.
The people are welcoming, they're loving, they're caring. So if you're looking for a familial feel, definitely Asheville.
It's Asheville. That's all you gotta say.
Yeah.
They're excited to be back and back on their feet, so it's been awesome to see the rebuild.
Winning or losing, like everybody's there having a good time rooting us on, so I've always enjoyed that the whole year.
You play here at the tourist park and you feel like you're back in the old days playing real baseball.
Nestled right into the mountains there.
That's right on a cliff.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
What in the world happened to Mike Sims?
Looks like he's hurting a little bit.
It really does.
Something inside the batting helmet.
Look at that.
Maybe he got a Q-tip stuck in there or something.
He is obviously in a little bit of pain.
It was a bug.
It looked like it was a pretty good sized.
It was a marmot, too.
Look at this.
It's a live moth.
Wow, we've seen it all now.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Padres coming up in what is still a 4-0 game. Song, Duran, and Tatis scheduled to face the new Met pitcher, right-hander Luke Weaver. Takes over for Huascar Brazovan, got 4 outs, struck out 2, nobody reached base. Pitching change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change. David Morgan managing to get 6 outs in relief and preventing the Mets from adding on. That is giving this Padre offense a puncher's chance, but obviously running out of outs here and now having to face a guy who's been outstanding this season. Weaver comes in with a 2.67 ERA and really having a very nice, let's call it, 4th act of his major league career. Debuted all the way back in 2016 as a Cardinal. First pitch on the way. Song takes outside, ball 1. The starter injury issues, the finger you might remember. Arizona, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Seattle, last couple of years with the Yankees. 1-0 the pitch. And Song swings, pops it up mile high on the infield. Bichette coming in from short. Beatty there as well. But it'll be Bichette making the catch on the grass cutout. And 1 away in the bottom of the 8th inning. Reminder to stay tuned for the Hamul Casino Resort post-game show with Sam. A player, the rooftop pool is open. Day passes are available. And the spot is calling your name. Hamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. Mason Miller, meanwhile, is warming in the Padre bullpen because hadn't had a chance to throw in a while.
It's been a long time since he's been able to get some innings.
Duran will take a fastball strike. 0-1 from Weaver.
And this is always not a sign that you want to see.
Yeah.
Your closer getting loose in a 4-0 ball game because he hasn't had an opportunity to get in games, and it certainly hasn't been because the Padres have been winning a bunch by a lot.
Nope. Reach for, grounded up the middle. Bichette has it at short, gets rid of it quickly, and in time at first base, 2 away. Toronto had walked each of his first 2 times, makes it out for the first time tonight, and now Tatis coming up. 4-0 Mets, 2 outs, nobody on in the 8th. It has been a full week since Mason Miller appeared in the game. You got to go back to last Friday night in Washington, the only game the Padres won on the road trip. Picked up his 17th save, worked at the bottom of the 9th inning against the Nationals. Fernando 1 out of 3 with a single. That was leading off in the bottom of the 1st inning. Struck out his other 2 times up against Christian Scott. First pitch, swing and a miss, and a cutter, strike 1. I mean, you hate to say this, but, you know, with the way the offense is going right now, it is the reality. 4-0 doesn't feel like 4-0.
No. And there was a time where 4-0 felt a lot closer.
Pitch is high, 1-1. Yeah, when they were having all the comebacks, 4-0, it might as well have been 1-0.
It really felt like that, but fast forward to this past week, all of a sudden a 4-run lead feels much more like a 6 or 7-run lead.
1-1 to Tatis. Weaver delivers, and Fernando lines it sharply into left, but Soto was well positioned. He goes down to a knee, and he makes the catch. Down to 1-2-3, bottom of the 8th inning. End of the 9th at Petco Park. It's the Mets 4 and the Padres nothing on the Padres.
All right, so here's the Mets home jersey. To me, growing up in New York, also a very iconic jersey. The blue pinstripes that represented the Dodgers. Got the orange outline, which represented the Giants, which are the 2 teams that left New York. And then subsequently the Mets were created. You know, my parents were Mets fans growing up, and this was the jersey that I also dreamed of wearing.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es flow mayor.
Top of the 9th inning, Young, Ewing, and Simeon. 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Mets against Padre closer Mason Miller in what is decidedly a non-save situation. 4-0 Mets. Miller working for the first time in a week, just has to get some work in. First pitch on the way to Young, left-hand batter swings, and muscles it in the air foul toward the Met dugout on the left side. Hits the roof of the Met dugout and then rolls down onto the bench. 0-1. Takes over for David Morgan, who threw 2 scoreless innings, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. Pitching change brought to you by Sid's Carpet Barn. Sid's Carpet Barn is San Diego's flooring leader for the largest selection of all types of flooring at the lowest prices in town. Visit any Sid's or at sidscarpet.com. 0-1 the pitch. And Young takes way high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was the changeup from Mason Miller. We haven't seen it in a while, but he always says, you know, it's one of those things that he doesn't love to experiment with it in games all that often because obviously he's always pitching in tight ball games, but now he's not. So it's an opportunity to mess with it. 1-1, swing and a miss at the good old-fashioned fastball, 1-2.
It's typically how all pitchers feel about their third or fourth pitch, especially late inning guys. They don't usually have the luxury of being able to play with a third pitch that's developing.
The 1-2, Young lifts up the hands, takes inside.
It's on a 4-0 game. Certainly an opportunity presented to Mason Miller to be able to use that pitch.
So if you're looking for a silver lining, 2-2, Young takes high. That was the slider. It did not slide. And a count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Young hit a home run back in the second inning, 422 feet. Meanwhile, Yuki Matsui is warming, which would certainly indicate something. 3-2, chopped to the right of the mound. Miller trying to track it down. He can't. Song has it. Glove flip to first in time. Nicely done. And 1 away in the 9th. And what I imagine Matsui throwing means is they have a very hard limit on the number of pitches Mason Miller is going to be allowed to throw in this game.
Right, again, because it's not a safe situation. You want him to get his work in, but you don't want to extend him any more than that. So Miller gets the first out here in the 9th.
A.J. Ewing to bat, 0 for 3, struck out his last time against Michael Kemp. Left-hand hitter takes inside, ball 1. Mets have hit 2 home runs tonight. I mentioned Young's, also Luis Torrens, who had a big night. Scored 2 of the 4 runs, driven in 2 of the 4 runs. This one fouled away left side. Drive of the game brought to you by Jeep. With the Jeep Declaration of Deals, they're pledging their allegiance to the American people. One out, nobody on in the top of the 9th inning. 4-0 Mets. Padres will have Sheets, Machado, and France coming up in the bottom of the 9th inning. 1-1 pitch, ripped on a line into right field, and a base hit for A.J. Ewing. 1 out single in the top of the 9th inning.
Slider off the end, but it's elevated enough for young Ewing to snatch a hit in the right field. 1 out single.
Simeon 0 for 3, grounded into a double play in the 4th. Perhaps Miller can induce a similar result here. First pitch, and Simeon backs it up. Hits it foul into the terrace above the Padre dugout on the right side.
Simeon had his knees buckled and somehow still got off a swing. Don't see that very often.
Mason Miller will do some odd things to a man.
Yes, he will.
Runner goes. The 0-1 pitch is outside. Duran's throw is on target, but not in time. A stolen base for A.J. Ewing, his 6th in the big leagues.
Tell you what, Duran has a heck of an arm. This is a slider, so he had to kind of stay in the crouch way longer and still put this throw right on the bag. Ewing got his left hand in there just before Song was able to put the tag down.
So there goes your ground ball double play. Now a guy in scoring position for Simeon. Swing and a miss here, 1-2. Simeon and Miller, of course, both former Oakland Athletics, but never teammates playing for the A's. Simeon had departed by the time Miller had arrived. The 1-2 pitch is a bit inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With the 2 lefties due up next, I do wonder if maybe it's just going to be the 3 batters for Mason Miller. 2-2, Beatty runs again, pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Excuse me, Ewing. So he steals 3rd base. And now the left-hand hitting Beatty will come to bat. And Miller will stay in. Beatty 1 out of 3 with a single. He was aboard for the Torrens homer. First pitch. And he'll take low, ball 1. 4-0 Nats, top of the 9th inning. Ewing at 3rd, 2 down. Kevin Williams, the Met closer, is also 1. Here's the 1-0. Taken for a strike. So you have a rare game in which both closers come in to throw in a non-save situation. We don't see that very often.
I mean, as you said before the game, Mets have been in a similar situation as the Padres coming into this game.
Beatty lifts this one on a line over Song into right field and a base hit. Ewing will trot home from third to score. It's an RBI single for Beatty, his second knock of the night, and the Mets extend the lead. It's 5-0.
We talked about Ewing's kind of mojo and his energy. That energy led to a run there. A couple bags here in the ninth. Trots in on the single from Beatty.
And that will end Mason Miller's night as Matsui will be called upon to face MJ Melendez. So Mason Miller gets a little bit of work, gives up a run on 2 hits. He is responsible for a man and a pitching change in the top of the ninth. 5-0 Mets now on the Padres Radio Network.
Bored of bland seltzers? Try the coolest drink ever, Smile Spirits.
To be on a card is really humbling, but also to be able to create cards. Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that this opportunity would come to me. But I always say, like, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I was ready for this moment to be able to create these cards to the best of my abilities and to do this project justice. And so I'm super proud to be creating cards. You know, if you asked me when I was playing in 2017 or 18 if that was going to be a thing, could have imagined it.
That's up the middle, base hit. Maddox makes a turn. Here comes the throw. It's going to be close. He's going to nail. He gets the touchdown. This is bizarre, folks. This is bizarre. That's unreal.
What do you think? You ever seen that play before like that?
I've never seen anything like it.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Inning, 11th appearance, 0-0 with a 0.54 ERA.
Pitching change brought to you by Miramar Kitchen and Bath. Thinking about updating your kitchen or bath? Trust San Diego's Kitchen and Bath remodeling experts for 35 years. Visit MiramarKitchenandBath.com to schedule your free consultation today. Matsui has been really a different guy since coming off the IL this year. You just gave the numbers. That's something to smile about. Brought to you by Smile Spirits. Real vodka cocktails, not a boring seltzer. Try Smile Spirits clean flavor with no sugary aftertaste. Just pure refreshment. Available at Ralph's, Total Wine, Chris Markets, and Baja Rick's Cantina. Smile Spirits, a vacation in a can. Mark Vientos, the right-handed hitter, will bat for Melendez, the left-handed hitter. 5-0 Mets in the ninth. Runner on first, 2 outs. And a first pitch fastball for a strike, 0-1. This is the designated hitter spot, so there will be no defensive adjustment, presumably here. But it is Vientos in place of Melendez. 0-1 on the way, and Vientos swings and misses, strike 2. Vientos hitting .219, 7 homers, and 26 runs batted in. Played a career high 121 games last year. Remember last year, Fernando robbed all those home runs in right field? Yes. He was one of the victims. Memorably. 0-2 from Matsui. Pitch on the way, and Vientos swings and misses, strike 3. So Yuki makes very quick work of him to end the top of the ninth inning. Mets had a run on 2 hits, and we'll head to the bottom of the ninth. 5-0 New York on the Padres Radio Network.
Do you guys make your own brisket here?
Yes, we do. We do. We are known by our brisket.
Barbecue brisket sandwich. Quality is better than other places, and it looks good. We're ready to eat.
We go to an average 500 briskets per game. We hear a lot from our fans. They want to try something with wrap, easy to eat. So we say, well, let's do like a, brisket, wrap, and an egg roll.
That's beautiful. You get the gold medal for culinary brisketry here in Texas.
Yes.
They say it's a game of numbers, but el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Mi trabajo es sencillo, cachar ese ritmo que solo nuestra gente tira y regarlo por toda la temporada. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
Bottom of the ninth inning, and the Padres coming to bat. Trying to make something happen here, down 5-0 to the Mets. Sheets, Machado, and France against the veteran left-hander A.J. Minter. Before we get started, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Padres Radio Network. Pitching change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change. Lefty to lefty here, Minter to Sheets. First pitch on the way, and Gavin takes outside, ball one. 5-0 Mets, bottom of the ninth inning. Sheets 0 for 3. He is lined out twice and also fouled to the catcher, Torrens. Minter, the longtime Brave in his second year with the Mets, although it has been injury-marred. Pitch outside, 2-0. Minter managed to appear in only 13 games last year, and then had season-ending surgery on his left lat. This is his 5th appearance now since coming back from that surgery. Didn't come back till the end of May. Here's the 2-0. Sheets takes a fastball strike, and the count is 2-1. Padres right now being shut out on 3 hits. Sheets has never faced Minter before. Here's the 2-1. Sheets hits it hard on the ground to first base. One hop stop by Young behind the bag. A race to the bag, and he beats Sheets there. Minter was not covering. Not initially, not quickly enough. Young wanted to get it to him, but Minter was late. And Young just had to race Sheets to the bag, but he wins the race 1 down.
Saw a terrible collision because of a similar situation in that Dodgers-Diamondbacks game. Ryan Nelson didn't get off the mound, and that is what caused Wildemar Vargas to have to try to get it himself, and it turned ugly.
Here's Machado. First pitch on the way, and Manny swings and misses at a high fastball, strike 1. Yeah, that's as bad as you'll see. One out, nobody on in the bottom of the ninth inning. 5-0 Mets. The 0-1 pitch. And Machado takes a strike, 0-2. During this 10-game stretch in which the Padres have lost 9 games, they are averaging about 2.5 runs per game. They have not scored here tonight. 0-2. And Manny fouls it straight back on a line to stay alive. Got 4 runs yesterday thanks to the 2 2-run homers. Machado in the 7th and then Merrill in the 9th. They got 2 runs on Wednesday night in Philadelphia. 2 runs on Tuesday night in Philadelphia. 2 runs on Sunday in Washington. Here's the 0-2. It's way up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last time the Padres were shut out, their last home game. Here against the Phillies and Christopher Sanchez, to be fair, on May 27th. The 1-2 pitch. Manny swings, gets a piece, fouls it behind home plate again. Craig Stammen allowed after the game yesterday in Philly that there's definitely some pressing going on amongst these hitters.
It's only natural.
How could there not be? 1-2 again. This will be pitch 6. And Machado takes down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. to a man, I think every guy in baseball will tell you it's only going to make things worse when you press, but it's hard not to. 2-2. Manny swings, hits it on the ground to the left side. To his left, Beatty has it, drops it, picks it up, drops it again. Manny's aboard. One out base runner for the Padres here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Certainly should go down as an E5. Indeed it will.
Had a couple of opportunities to make the play there. I think even if he picks it up the first time off the first bobble, he's still going to have a chance to throw Manny out. So the Padres catch a break there. Ty France will be the hitter. And Terrenz lost his PitchCom keypad when he was running up the line there to back it up. So just had to go retrieve that. Machado at first, one out, bottom of the 9th inning. France the batter, Minter delivers, and he misses high and outside, ball 1. France 0 for 3 against Minter in his career with a pair of strikeouts. Ty is one of the 3 Padre hits tonight. Tatis singled in the first, France singled in the second, Machado singled in the 6th. Here's a line drive into shallow right center field, long run, Benj gets there to make the catch, and out 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Jackson Merrill will be the batter. Those 3 hits, the only 3 hits of the day for the Padres.
The same old story. Certainly don't intend to sound like a broken record, but that is kind of the only option we have as we try to describe to you what this offense is doing.
Lefty to lefty, Merrill swings at the first pitch, lines it to left field. Soto backs up. He will make the catch, and the ball game is over. The Padres are shut out on 3 hits in game 1 of this series as the Mets blank them 5-0. Christian Scott picks up his 2nd Major League win, beating Michael King and the Padre offense here tonight. Take a break, come back, give you some final thoughts and the totals. Once again, it's the Mets 5 and the Padres 0 on the Padres Radio Network.
To be on a card is really humbling, but also to be able to create cards. Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that this opportunity would come to me. But I always say, like, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I was ready for this moment to be able to create these cards to the best of my abilities and to do this project justice. And so I'm super proud to be creating cards. You know, you asked me when I was playing in 2017 or 18 if that was going to be a thing. Couldn't have imagined.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
Murakami the batter. Murakami flicks this one the other way. Back he goes! 20 home runs for Munetaka Murakami. He becomes the 3rd White Sox player to hit 20 before June. Unbelievable rookie year.
Well, looking at the power numbers, they're 2040. That's the most home runs before June since 1901.
beyond first base. That was in the 6th inning, and they did it with 2 outs. So really, not a lot of pressure being applied at any point tonight.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, that is the name of the game offensively, is how much pressure can you apply, how much constant pressure can you apply, and eventually be able to break through. Padres really didn't give themselves a legitimate chance. As you said, they had 1 inning in which they advanced a runner past second base. Outside of that, there just wasn't a whole lot of offense to really talk about.
Michael King was not great, was not awful. It almost feels silly, though, to sit here and break down his night.
It really does. I can't fault Michael King at all, and I know he would get on here and tell you he wasn't at his best, but when you have to take the context of these other games involved, because every starter that's going into these games understands, especially in the last week and some change, that the offense is struggling. I have to be close to perfect. And right now, that's a hard task and a hard ask for any of the starting pitchers, even when they're rolling. And so it's incumbent upon the offense to figure it out and try to find a way to score some runs.
Padres have now been shut out 7 times this season. 6 of the 7 have come out home, and 6 of the 7 have come basically in the last month. And that's just the way the worm is turning right now, this offense. At some point, you figure, is going to sort of shock themselves back into shape, but it did not happen here tonight.
No, and listen, you have to look at the big 3, and they are starting to swing the better. At least 2 of the 3 are starting to seem like they're getting into a place where they can have an impact. But it was really only a matter of time before I think we started to see this offense struggle without those guys kind of carrying some of the load. And I think it's going to continue to be that way until those guys start to get it going.
All right, so tomorrow, Game 2 of the series. We'll see if that is the night in which it happens. Former Met Griffin Canning will take the hill for the Padres against Nolan McLean. First pitch tomorrow at 7:10. A little bit of a weird time for Saturday, but 7:10 for Game 2 of this series. Totals tonight: Mets 5 runs, 9 hits, an error. They left 3. Padres shut out on 3 hits, no errors. They left 5. Scott the win, now 2-0. King the loss is 4-5. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 26 minutes. In front of a sellout crowd of 42,159. Padre fans have now sold out Petco Park 26 times in 33 home dates in 2026. Padre Baseball has been a presentation of Odyssey and the Padres Radio Network. Our producer, engineer is, of course, Dave Marcus. Studio coordinator, Nick Danucci. For Tony Gwynn Jr., I'm Jesse Agler, reminding you to join us tomorrow night at 7:10 for Game 2 of the series. Stay tuned. The Hamul Casino Resort postgame show with Sam is coming up next on the Padres Radio Network.
Thank you for listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network. Our broadcast has been brought to you by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Restoration and Flood, Eco Water SoCal, Palomar Health, San Diego Jeep Dealers, The Window Depot, Valley View Casino and Hotel, Pine Solomon Personal Injury Lawyers, Baja Rick's Cantina, Miramar Kitchen and Bath, Fraser Farms Market, Amvutra, ASAP Drain Guys and Plumbing, Lineage Watch Company, San Diego Ram Truck Dealers, Genesis Home Improvements, Bada Fulkerson Law Group, Kaiser Permanente, Sin Lee Food, Jensen Meat, Timber Tech, Smile Spirits, North County Transit District, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Sid's Carpet Barn, Hamul Casino Resort, San Diego Criminal Defense Attorney David P. Shapiro, San Diego County Toyota Dealers, Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, KMG Psychiatry, Rock and Block Turf and Hardscapes, Culligan of San Diego, Bob's Crane Service, and by Perry's Plumbing and Pipelining. Stay tuned for the Padres postgame show with Sam Levitt on the Padres Radio Network.
You could see a lot of different characters at the ballpark, and this week brought out some of the best.
I just hope that whatever was going on with that hot dog, that dog now owned that hot dog.
I have not seen a cup on the bottom of a spike.
This is more of a hand grenade than it was a throw toward second.
Osuna hits one into the cone.
So look up and look out.
That bat exploded, and the Mariners haven't blown it up.
Florida man's a real thing, right?
Tarps off. Freebird time at Busch.
Fantastic entertainment.
Hats off and shirts off for the top defensive plays of the week.
Towards the side rail, he crashes into the wall, and he made the catch.
Another stop by Peraza. Throw from his back, and he got it.
Now, look, if you dare, I shall not drop the ball.
Church is gonna make a diving catch.
Holy smokes, what a catch by Julio Rodriguez.
Into the dugout, flips into the dugout. Did he hold on? He did. How about that?
We have a couple things out here for the first acknowledged unassisted triple play. And Cy Young said, Neil, where are you going? He said, 3 outs.
Neil Ball had a fairly short career as a big leaguer, but continued playing in the minors, where he encountered true baseball royalty.
Now we're going to connect to Babe Ruth.
He dominated the game like no one else had before.
I'm holding Babe Ruth's bat.
During a 1934 baseball barnstorming tour of Japan, Ruth faced 17-year-old pitcher Eiji Sawamura. Sawamura became a hero in Japan, and the Nippon Professional Baseball League's version of the Cy Young Award bears his name. Maeda won the award in 2010 and again in 2015, when the runner-up was Shohei Ohtani.
First pitch crushing. Oh, man.
Like the 3 outs of a triple play. It all connects. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Having a good time, enjoying themselves on this Friday night. Other than that, was not a great night. More of the same from a Padres standpoint. They lose a 6th in a row. Again, 10 out of their last 11 games have been losses. And like Jesse and Tony alluded to in their post-game wrap-up, the eyes are on the Padres offense right now. No runs on 3 hits today. For a second straight game, the Padres had 1 at-bat with a runner in scoring position, and tonight the Padres offense simply did not have an answer for the young right-hander on the mound for the Mets, Christian Scott, and quite frankly, Padres didn't have an answer for the Mets bullpen either. The Padres, again, pushed 1 runner to second base or farther in this game. It came in the 6th inning. Aside from that, the Padres essentially had a few singles in this game, couple of walks in this game. Manny Machado reached on an error in the 9th inning. That was about all the offense. Michael King, a little bit up and down, gave up a couple of home runs, was not perfect in this game. But as we've alluded to over the course of the last week and during this most recent 11-game stretch now, it's hard to focus on anything else other than the Padres offense. Another very, very quiet day as the Padres are shut out on 3 hits. It's the 7th time the Padres have been shut out this season. 6 of them have come since May 2nd. The Padres have now been shut out 3 times in their last 10 games alone. So continues to be more of the same, unfortunately. Continues to be a real struggle for this offense to get a whole lot going, and tonight it was on full display again. Unfortunately, you're searching for answers right now offensively if you're the San Diego Padres, and it does result in a 5-0 loss today to the Mets and a 6th loss in a row. We'll come back. We'll recap this game from start to finish, tell you all about it. We'll hear from Craig Stammen coming up a little bit later as well. Mets win it 5-0 in this series and homestand opener. Our postgame coverage continues from Petco Park after this.
Well, when we moved downtown San Diego from Qualcomm to Petco Ballpark, new uniforms were on the way, and this is the Padre home white. This jersey is from 2007, which was a career year for myself, winning a Cy Young. There's some different memories that stand out. One in this uniform against the Braves, where I struck out a Padre record 16, wearing this jersey, trying to make the Padre and the Friar faithful proud.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. We cool? Sound like a plan. I think we did good. Oh, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Chef.
'Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Sixth sellout of the season, so as always, the fans brought it once again. Was not a whole lot to cheer about in this game. We will break down each and every aspect of it. We'll hear from Craig Stammen coming up in just a little bit as well. Let's break down this series opener, how it went down on a Friday night in downtown San Diego.
Which moments determine the outcome of today's game? We'll paint you a picture with our game highlights on the Padres Radio Network.
Our starting pitching matchup here tonight, Michael King on the mound for the Padres, Christian Scott on the mound for the New York Mets. King tossed the 1-2-3 top of the first inning. Fernando Tatis Jr. singled to begin the bottom half of the inning, but then Scott got a fly out from Gavin Sheets, a ground ball double play off the bat of Manny Machado. Padres did not score. We had a scoreless game going to the top of the second. The Mets' Jared Young led off.
Now the payoff pitch on the way, and Young swings, launches it in the air deep to right field. Fernando going to turn around and watch this thing go. A long home run to right. Third of the year for Jared Young. And the Met cleanup hitter will give them a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second inning.
That's all King allowed in the second. Fast forward to the third. Padres still down 1-0. Luis Torrens hit a leadoff double with 2 outs, and Torrens still on second base. Bo Bichette hit a triple into the right field corner. That scored a run, and the Mets had a 2-0 lead through 2.5 innings. Meanwhile, Christian Scott, who we said in the pregame, really nice numbers through 7 starts on the season heading into tonight. He was dealing early on. He had allowed just 2 singles and a walk through 4 scoreless innings. King was back on the mound in the 5th inning. Padres still down 2-0. He gave up a leadoff single to Brett Beatty. A couple of batters later, it was the former Padre, Luis Torrens.
Got 11 this year, more than anybody in the league. Now a fly ball deep to center field straight away. Merrill's back. He is at the wall, scaling the wall, but it's going to go. A long home run to center for Luis Torrens. Doubled off the wall in the third, and now his first home run of the season here in the 5th. A 2-run shot to double the Met lead. It's 4-0.
Padres trailing 4-0 after 5 innings. And to be honest with you, from that point, there was not a whole lot of action in this game. King got through 6 innings with the score still 4-0. Padres had their real lone threat of the night in the 6th when they put runners on first and third with 2 men away. Scott came out of the game. Huascar Brazaban came in. He struck out Ty France to end the inning. David Morgan came in after being added to the roster earlier today, recalled from AAA El Paso when Jeremiah Estrada was put on the IL today. Morgan came in out of the bullpen, pitched 2 scoreless innings of relief. Brazaban pitched the scoreless 7th inning for the Mets. Luke Weaver did the same in the 8th inning. Padres were down 4-0 going to the 9th inning. Mason Miller came in. He'd only pitched once in the Padres' last 10 games, so presumably the Padres just trying to get him some work. He would end up giving up a 1-out single to A.J. Ewing. Ewing stole second. He stole third. Miller struck out a batter, but then Brett Beatty hit a 2-out RBI single to give the Mets a 5-0 lead. It was A.J. Minter who came in, pitched a scoreless 9th inning, and that was that here tonight. Final score, the Mets 5, the Padres 0. 5 runs on 9 hits, 1 error for New York tonight. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for San Diego. The Padres dropped to 32-30. The Mets improved to 28-35.
This is going to be one of those games that you're going to have to fight the elements.
The 2-0, Michael King.